Oh, yeah. Oh, you're online, friend?
Hello, everyone. I'm Hugo.
Jay!
Oh, boy. Today we're doing something we've hinted at before and done a little bit previously on some of our live streams because I had happened across a Conservapedia article or someone had sent it to us at some point entitled Essay, Worst Liberal Movies. I feel like titling it Essay, as it says right here. I don't know if you can see that.
Well, it says it right there on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
It's
a little bit of a
Just please, for fuck's sake. It's not even close to an essay.
No, it's a little bit of a misnomer because it's just a list and descriptions.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be looking at some of, according to Conservapedia, what are the, quote, worst liberal movies, and why Conservapedia and its editors deem them to be as such. Most of them pretty big stretches, and I think it sort of belies a certain, I don't know how to put this, underlying impotent rage amongst the editors of Conservapedia. So I guess we're just going to go through the list, not all of them, obviously, because it's a pretty long list and there's some other things, but let's take a look, shall we?
Sure, but Mike Mick said, what happened to the Bible Reloaded, Hugo and Jake? 2 years ago we changed the name because of the adpocalypse.
Yeah, it's same channel.
Also, we do other shit.
Bible study will be out this Wednesday.
Yeah, doggy.
So,
unless that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Unless you meant the actual Bible study and not why'd we change the name.
Yep.
In which case, it's gone nowhere. It's just we have other content we want to make too.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are super peaky. Extremely peaky. Check this out.
Fix it.
I don't know. Let's try. How's that? Much better? Better for you guys? Do you guys like that? There's a much more, much deeper delay on here than there is on the
Twitch.
Twitchy poo.
Okay.
So we just gotta wait.
How have you all been?
Pretty good.
I've been all right.
Cool.
How's your nos? What flavor is that?
Sour.
Is sour a flavor?
It's like a green apple. You want to try it?
I hate energy drinks and sour things. So that sounds like the worst to me.
Okay. If they come out with a mac and cheese flavor, I'll let you know.
Please do,
yeah,
especially if it's chunky. I want that mac and cheese pulp, or as they call it in Italy, noodles.
I don't know why that peaked. I actually took that out and put it back. And they don't call it a noodles.
Okay.
I wasn't going to skip over that. I wasn't going to let that go.
I wasn't sure.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
So they say it's better, so we're going to go through the list. Let's start with it. Just start at the top and we'll see what happens. Okay. I haven't seen The Fifth Wave. I have no opinion on it.
I have no opinion on it either. But the Alien franchise. Now, I can't read this from here.
I can.
The people can read it, though.
Sure.
I'm going to assume it's 'cause woman. Is there a woman? Is it because there's a woman?
The first line is, the pro-feminist, anti-capitalist film franchise was original...
Pro-feminist, anti-capitalist?
Pro-feminist because the woman survives.
Anti-capitalist? No, it's anti, corporate overstep.
Oh, yeah.
Overreach.
Weyland-Yutani Corp in the Alien movies is a big evil corporation. As you will see on this list, any time a corporation is in anything other than a spectacular light by which we all warm ourselves at night, it's considered liberal if it's not excessively pro-capitalist.
Jeffrey E. Petron with $5. I predict mad trash. Blue Haze with $2. Ian Rowe with $1.99 and just says plorp. Thank you very much for your beautiful super chats. Each one of you is better than the last. Jay London with just 99 cents. They're getting cheaper. I don't know.
I respect it.
I don't know what...
They know where we are. They know who we are.
Is it because, like McDonald's changed their value menu yet again to be like a bundle menu?
Oh, did they?
They did. They changed it so there's like bundles now. You can get like a $3 double cheeseburger and a small fry, which I guess is a fine deal.
McDonald's, pay us money to talk about you.
Yeah, but 99 cents. Maybe this is just like I remember when they were 99 cents. It was $1.05.
You're an old man. I want you to know that.
You remember when they were $1.
But I don't go, I remember when.
I know, but I'm saying that's what Jay
remember
London's
when
doing.
we could go down to the sock hop and get...
Never been to a sock hop.
And we get the songs for a nickel out of the
the songs.
We used to get
I feel like they'd call them something else.
We used to get them out of the old knick-knack knickerbocker machine. That's what we used to call it.
Knick-knack knickerbocker?
You folks, youngins call them a jukebox.
So knick-knack knickerbocker. So it had like trinkets and also high socks.
I'm assuming in this scenario this person has dementia. Is this dementia?
Yeah, this is dementia.
Anyway.
Thanks, Jeff.
Continuing.
Jeff Hurliday. Jay London, $4.99. I said the 99 cents one because YouTube gave me a free super chat. Oh. You guys get free super chats?
I've never gotten that before. That's interesting. Maybe you get it if you do super chats a lot.
Hey, you're peaking again. No, I'm just loud. Are you sure I'm peaking again? There's only one person saying that. I'm pretty sure I'm just loud.
If we do peak again, we can change the gain settings pretty easily.
Well, I could just do that.
Okay.
I could just do that right now. Hold on. Wait. I think that's lower. That might be higher.
It looks higher. Lower. Yeah, there you go. That's good.
There we go. Try that.
Okay, hopefully that's better.
I want free things. Justin Lance with 99 cents. Hey, that's nice. I guess that's just a thing. What one are you going for? I can read the titles barely.
I'm continuing on the Alien one just a little bit. The first film was proven to be alarmingly similar to the 1965 film Planet of the Vampires, but since it fitted the left's agenda, they didn't care and gave it biased reviews anyway. The second film, Aliens, is an anti-Vietnam statement, and just like its predecessor, copies another previous...
Aliens is anti-Vietnam? Hold on.
Because they're like Space Marines...
Yeah, but is it, though?
I don't know. Also, I don't think it's that controversial in 2019 to be like, hey, Vietnam, that was a bad move. Like, really? Are there people in 2019 who are like, yeah, Agent Orange, that's my shit. What?
Ledge Lekej with some sort of 50 South Korean things. I don't know. I'm guessing. Alexis Hoffman, C-Man937, both with $1. Existential Bread, $4.99. Making my way through Charisma Saves. I was convinced by your reluctant fan story. Absolutely hooked. Hey, very happy to hear that. Hearing a lot of that. All these reluctant, I'm too cool to be a nerd people out there have been converted. I think we're at 100% conversion rate.
I don't know about that, but
100%. Everybody who's ever told me anything about Charisma Saves has said episode 1 is quiet. Yes. And then I am hooked. It's a lot of fun.
That's survivorship bias. People who don't watch don't email you and are like, or tweet you and are like...
There's enough people that say, I fucking hate you, that in my mentions on Twitter to be like, there's plenty of room for people to be like, Charisma Saves is bad. But I'm very happy you like it. Hayden Anderson, $3, Butternip Central Hoogaloo. Matt Smenos, $5, Stoked for Hell House. And then Alexis Hoffman gave another $1, I believe. Yeah, you've done 2. Thank you very much. Stoked for Hell House. Is that a movie?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen a trailer or anything for it.
Because there was a Christian... Oh, no. What was that one... That one Christian movie, was it called Hell House?
I know we did one that was like... It
was on a Hell House, but was it called Hell House?
It might have been.
Because I think there's another one that's coming out.
Oh, okay. We'll have to check it out.
A Swedish Krona? Oh, nice.
All right, American Psycho. Let's move down to that. That's the next one.
American Psycho. American Psycho. I see it. I read this earlier, and it said, like, don't be fooled by the super patriotic title. Like, what? American Psycho?
It's a recurring thing. Anytime America or American appears in the title, they say, don't be fooled by the... whatever. Don't be fooled by this false patriotic title. It's the most anti-American film you'll ever see. This, by the way, is something that also, it seems that Conservapedia writers tend to do. I don't know if this is something that predates Donald Trump, but...
I'm pretty sure this is hasn't been edited in quite some time.
They'll just use descriptive words like the worst, the best, and it means nothing because they use it so
American
often.
Psycho is the least patriotic thing you'll ever see. Crazy. Yeah. RGQ says a lot of people, for $2, a lot of people on Twitter hate Jake, to be fair. Yeah. That's true. I do bring it on myself. C-Man937 with $1. Thank you very much.
They say, it's the most anti-American film you'll ever see because it attempts to pass off a stockbroker as a secret serial killer.
It's not trying to pass it off. It is.
What does it say about Conservapedia that they think the most American thing you can be is a stockbroker, and making a stockbroker a serial killer is therefore anti-American?
I guess the way it's written, though, it's like American Psycho sneakily has undertones of Patrick Bateman being a serial killer. It's like, it's pretty overt.
Yeah.
The chainsaw stairway scene was the point where I was like, maybe this guy is the bad guy.
Sure.
So silly. What do we got next?
Let's see.
Assault on Wall Street.
I'm all the way down.
Why are you skipping so many
because
things?
I'm not going to talk about movies I haven't seen,
so
unlike the people
what
from
movies I've seen.
Okay,
Apocalypse Now, you piece of garbage.
Okay.
An overindulgent anti-war diatribe portrays the American military as corrupt, incompetent drug users.
The drug use is a documented thing in Vietnam, for one thing.
Yep.
And also, as I mentioned earlier, Agent Orange, we were not the good guys in Vietnam.
We were not the good guys in Vietnam.
Don't put that shit on me, guys.
Apocalypse Now. Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now. Smash or pass?
Pass.
You pass. You gotta.
I think Marlon Brando's kind of gross.
He's been in the desert.
I don't know.
He was middle aged at that point, so it was like kind of past sexy Marlon Brando. Brittany DeCourte, or DeCourt maybe, with $10. Hey Hugo and Jake, love everything you guys do. I binge through your chick tracks whenever I have a bad day. Your goofiness always makes me smile. What are your guys' top 5 favorite movies? This is going to be a tough one.
Oh, yikes.
I can give you top ones in general-ish.
I can give you like a top 5, but not in any particular order.
Sure.
Boogie Nights.
Apocalypse Now is the greatest movie ever made, according to Epic Oru Altera. I disagree.
Synecdoche, New York is on
I haven't actually been able to see it.
Check it out. I think it's on Netflix at this point.
Is it finally on?
It might be.
Well, I know Capote is. Capote's good.
Okay.
But I haven't seen Schenectady.
It's really good. Probably, I would probably throw, I don't think any of the individual Marvel movies could count towards it, but I put that franchise as a whole in my favorites because I just really enjoy them.
I think
not because they're superb filmmaking, but just they're fun action movies and the best example of that.
That's kind of how I would put like the Lord of the Rings trilogy for me. Sure. Like it's something I can watch like a lot of because there's a lot of lore. Holy crap, we gotta...
Yeah, we're getting crazy.
Joey Jojo, can you guys do a video about toxic masculinity? I think we could probably, but do we need to? Is someone talking about that? We could. I don't think...
I feel like there are more versed people who could talk about it than us.
Well, I've experienced it firsthand, of course.
Yeah.
Venix, $5. My friend and I read this list a month ago, and we laughed our asses off. Much love to you, glorious bastards. Thank you so much. Horizontal with some Danish krones, 20 of them. Henry Kissinger, smash or pass? Pass. Pass it. Pass Henry Kissinger.
I don't know enough about Henry. What does Henry Kissinger look like?
He's moist. Matt Smenos with $5. Wish I could play a barbarian in Charisma Saves. No offense, but your party is a bunch of indoor kids. We did have a barbarian.
Yeah, he disappeared one day and hasn't returned.
Are they all indoor kids? Not Egnir. Egnir's an outdoor kid. But the rest are.
He's an outdoor fungus.
Yeah, he literally, no spoilers, but at one point spends a lot of time in a swamp. Mitchell Line, $2 dues. First saw you on DP. Both you are still perfect 2s.
That's good. Perfect 2s on a scale of 10. I'm not a 1.
Did we do that?
I don't know.
I don't remember that either.
I'll take it.
I remember when I led the charge on you being the sexiest person in the stream though, and you won the vote. That was nice. Watching episode 1 of Christmas Saves is like a Hugo and Jake ASMR. Nice. I was gonna try to say my favorite movies. I'm gonna say Lord of the Rings as a whole, Star Wars as a whole. Trying to think of like a singular film that's just like perfect every time I watch it.
It's tough.
There's like No Country for Old Men's up there, but I don't know if it's one of my top 5. But it's such a good movie.
I think The Social Network's really good. And Steve Jobs is pretty good too.
I could watch Inglourious Bastards a bunch of times in a row and be happy with. Like I could watch it twice in a row and be entertained both times. Hateful Eight's the same way with me. Yeah. I really like tension films. Anything with a lot of Hereditary. I don't like horror movies.
That was pretty good.
I really like Hereditary a lot. I don't know if I haven't seen it twice.
Hereditary.
I wonder if the second time it'll have this much punch.
Hereditary has some of the most horrific imagery I've ever seen in a film.
Oh my god! And it's like it's just so fucking good. Mike Mick, the Bible Reloaded guys were excited to get to the New Testament. Hugo and Jake, however, have one video a month. This makes me say, what? We don't have one video a month.
He's talking about the Bible specifically. Sometimes it's one video a month. We try and do 2 of the Bible, but we're getting through it.
Oh, we're in the New Testament though.
I know. He's saying that once we got to the New Testament, it slowed down a lot. It's because we have other content as well.
Oh, well, I mean, like, you know, do your own Bible study if you want it faster, my friend. I couldn't possibly do it more than we do it. We would kill ourselves. Notre Dame is burning. Is it out yet?
I don't know. I know the spire collapsed.
Okay.
All right, my next one's Day of the Dead.
D? Okay, so
Yeah.
what's... See, I can see it better up here. The big green, I haven't seen it. Birth of a Nation. Hold on. Birth of a Nation is a liberal... We have to talk. You can't skip Birth of a Nation being called the worst liberal movie.
Here's the thing. I haven't actually watched Birth of a Nation. I know what it's about, but I haven't watched it because, while I recognize its importance as a piece of cinematic history and as, like, a thing to look at and be like, hey, here's what you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
I just haven't had the time to go and sit down and watch it. So all opinions I have on this are uninformed. But my basic understanding of Birth of a Nation is that it is a movie from the silent era in which the KKK are depicted as the heroes and the villain monster of the movie is just like a black guy. I'm not kidding. It's fucked up. So let's see what they have to say and why that's supposedly liberal.
Rebecca Melier. Who would win in a fight, Ray Comfort or Jordan Peterson? Love you both, but especially Hugo.
Ray Comfort.
Well, Ray Comfort has he drinks apple juice and has like vegetables in his diet and carbs. I don't think only alpha lobsters with pure meat water diets have the mass to deliver a proper punch.
Ray Comfort, well, I disagree with him.
Do you think Ray Comfort would gallop him with punches?
I think he...
Can you hear the wind on it? Like a ninja?
Okay, I think Ray Comfort is the tougher person. I feel like Jordan Peterson seems the type that if you punched him in the face once, he'd go down.
You think
Which
so?
I'm not knocking, because I'm the same.
Oh,
but like,
I'm not.
It seems like a stiff breeze could blow him over.
I'm a Comfort guy then.
Ray Comfort, especially since he's gotten the beard. I think he could...
Jordan Peterson has a beard now, though. You think...
I think Ray Comfort's scrappier still.
King Glasstooth. Fuck, marry, kill. Pat Robertson, Jordan Peterson, Elon Musk. I'm going to marry Jordan Peterson. He's got cash. Pat Robertson, I'm going to marry him because he's going to leave me cash when he dies next week. God, if he dies next week, so I had nothing to do with it. He's just old. Elon Musk, kill. You agree?
I guess. Elon Musk's been doing crazy shit lately. The settlement with the SEC is probably falling through. Oh, God. He was on, like, a coke bender this past weekend, and he was tweeting crazy stuff again. I don't know what to do with it.
All right.
Sell your Tesla stock if you can.
Let's see if we can read real fast what Birth of a Nation's about.
We're through, like, 2 so far, and we're 20 minutes in, so this is going super well.
Yeah, well, they keep, you know...
Birth of a Nation, the infamously racist film, the one thing Conservapedia will probably have correct about this, once the longest ever made, begins by documenting the American Civil War, then depicts the Ku Klux Klan as heroes who vanquish people of color who are black racial stereotypes from political positions and from their lawful right to vote.
Yeah.
The KKK was founded by the Democrat Party,
even
though the left has repeatedly tried denying the connection between the two.
So the left and the Democrats are very different things.
Yep.
Okay, that's it. I think that's good.
Okay.
Let's see. Blue State.
Google Southern Strategy if you don't know what we're talking about there.
Born on the 4th of July. The China Symptom? Chuck and Buck. What's that?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
They're probably gay. Das Boot! Anti-American film looks at World War II from the Nazi perspective. Well, yeah, but Das Boot is it's a submarine, right?
I don't know. I don't know anything.
It's underneath.
There's a reason I'm only picking the movies I've seen.
Well, yeah, I've seen I've seen Das Boot, but only like it was on like AMC. I saw it, right? So it was just around.
Sure.
Day of the Dead. There we go.
Yeah.
A liberal scientist. This is the 65 one. Okay. Liberal scientist who plans to tame zombies are the heroes, while the common sense conservative soldiers, whose plan is to euthanize them all, are the villains.
If you haven't seen Day of the Dead from '85,
That's the one with the helicopter, like the underground base and the helicopter at the end?
Yeah. There's a helicopter at the end of Dawn of the Dead. But Day of the Dead is a military installation underground. I think in reality they shot it in like a salt mine or something. And yeah, there are scientists and military, and the conflict of the film is scientists are discovering that the zombies are starting to become intelligent. Not human intelligent, but like their own
like
thing.
Dogs. He has one chained up, right?
Yeah, he has one chained up that's like a character in the movie.
He's like teaching it
and
stuff.
I think he has a gun later in the movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But either way,
that was a cool one.
The so-called, what do they call them? Common sense conservative soldiers. They're not common sense. They're the assholes in the movie. That only makes sense if you literally think the second someone puts a military patch somewhere on them, they're above criticism. So,
Justin Lance, Jake and Hugo read Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. I'll buy and send them to you both. Best American 20th century novel. Cormac McCarthy of No Country for Old Men and The Road fame. Cormac McCarthy is a very good writer. He also wrote another book that I read, and I can't remember what it was. But The Road is a very good... Have you seen The Road?
No, I haven't seen the movie or read the book.
You should watch the movie. It's a good movie. It's a little post-apocalyptic, but it's got the guy. What's his name? The guy that plays Aragorn in Lord of the Rings.
I don't know.
I know you haven't. The long-haired guy. Viggo Mortensen! Took me a second. Dawn of the Dead is right after that. Well, kind of whatever. It doesn't matter. The Dictator. Have you seen The Dictator?
Yeah. A Middle Easterner takes over America in this raunchy, vulgar comedy, straining for controversy. That's a really bad descriptor of the movie. He doesn't take over America. I assume they're using that in the sort of colloquial, he comes to America sense, but like, it's a raunchy movie, but like, it's not liberal, I wouldn't say, other than at the end. There's definitely...
Sacha Baron Cohen is a liberal.
Sure, and he takes some shots at certain things in America, but again, this only makes sense if you come from a perspective where you think you cannot criticize America. Ever.
Yeah. It's the same thing when he did Borat, and he was at the rodeo and he started singing that we will kill the Muslims,
and everyone cheered.
Or the Jews. We will kill
every man.
because he's a Muslim.
Yeah, but so he says I will kill. What does he say? May the streets of Iraq run red with the blood of every man, woman, and child, and everyone cheers. This was during the Bush years of the Iraq War. Oh god, Dr. Strangelove
and How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. It's anti-nuclear.
Loosely based on Peter George's 1958 thriller novel, Red Alert, this black comedy is against war, the military, and nuclear weaponry.
Okay, are all of those things good?
And tries to downplay the seriousness of the Cold War era fears of a nuclear apocalypse. This person didn't even understand the point of the movie.
What?
The entire point of the movie, Dr. Strangelove, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, is about the absurdity of living in a world in which it could be ended at any moment by the whims of
angry bureaucrats and oligarchs. Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah. The point was the only reasonable response to this is insanity. That's the point. That's why it's a crazy comedy and why there's a guy literally riding a bomb at the end. It's things go crazier and crazier. Anyway.
Lachlan Fletcher with $10 dues. Trying to catch up on your content. I stopped watching for quite a while. Nice to see my old ball gag is still back there. I figured you would have gotten rid of it ages ago. Much love to you. Oh yeah, it's still here. It's still up there. Can you see it? Right behind? It's right here. Nice rubber ball. What's the next one that you got? The Eternal Jew?
Yeah, it's a Hitler movie. Nazi movie. And Nazis apparently were liberal.
Fahrenheit 9/11. Okay.
Frost Nixon.
Well, that was... Okay,
As-
but Nixon was a criminal.
But if the president does it, it's not illegal. It says, Frost Nixon, as implied by the title, attempts to further tarnish the reputation of Richard Nixon. He did that by himself with the crimes he committed.
How come I can't see the Frost Nixon here? Fahrenheit, Far Game, Fire Down Below. Are you on Best Conservative?
No, worst liberal movies.
What? Fire Down Below? Oh, I see. It's blue.
Yeah.
And it was.
It's got a link because they have a whole article on it.
It changes on here. I see. I'm just dumb. The Good Shepherd. Have you seen that? Matt Damon. He changes his identity, despite covering the founding of the CIA. The film was extremely anti-CIA in its message, where it's doubled down on in making the CIA look as bad as possible and overanalyzes the CIA failure, such as the Bay of Pigs invasion, and they're experimenting with LSD, while conveniently ignoring the crimes the KGB and similar intelligence agencies within the Soviet bloc.
Wait, their argument is, but the USSR did bad shit too. Child. What a fucking child.
But the CIA did do those things. They did experiment with LSD, and they the Bay of Pigs happened. You don't, just because the bad
reality has a liberal agenda. Shut up, you fucking cuck.
Reality does have a liberal agenda, because most people are like, I would like to not be shit on.
Yeah.
Can we progress forward so my group can be included in equality? It's always been that way.
Independence Day Resurgence is my next one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I have another one. Hidden Agenda. No, Independence Day Resurgence. I didn't see the second one.
Although it is...
So this has been updated recently.
Yeah. Although it is the sequel to the patriotic and to a certain extent conservative film Independence Day, it does not at all reference the concepts of patriotism, American exceptionalism, or even national sovereignty. Instead, most of the movie seems to support globalism, and Dr. Oka... You
were being invaded as a human race
the first movie
by the aliens.
The first movie also pretty clearly supports, humanity has to get together, and the new movie, Resurgence, you haven't seen it, it's not a good movie, but, as far as you gotta make a sequel to Independence Day, what do you do so it's not just the same movie? Interesting concept. They actually say, after Independence Day happened, we took their technology, and now humanity is sort of, futuristic. We have our own craft that can kind of go into space. We have our own weapons that are like the alien weapons. And society functions better as a global society because we had this, adversary, so it's no longer, I'm just American, you're German, whatever.
It's the Watchmen conclusion.
Yeah, it's the Watchmen. There you go.
Yeah.
So...
Spoilers for the Watchmen, kind of.
So while Resurgence isn't a good movie, it makes sense within the reality of the movie why these things are happening.
Sure, and Ian Malcolm's there. It's all good. JFK.
I haven't seen JFK.
Is it Roger? No, not Roger Stone. Who's that?
Oliver Stone.
Oliver Stone. I imagine they're just like JFK's a cuck.
The Lone Ranger?
Lolita, the Lone Ranger. Oh, the new Lone Ranger?
Yeah.
Who was even in that?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp was
was Tonto.
Native American.
Yeah.
Hey, 2013.
No, but he's like a sixth Native American, so they're like, that's fine. Yeah. He's like Elizabeth Warren, Native American.
We have Native American. I'm not one for
Yeah.
I'm not one when there's a casting call out, right? Pick the best person but Johnny Depp isn't the best option, I guarantee it.
No.
We have Native American actors that are better than Johnny Depp.
Sure.
Do your best. And cheaper. Call Bone in with $1. Nice.
Jesus.
What's that one? Love Simon.
That's it came out in 2018. It was last year. It was just a teen gay romance. I haven't seen it, but I'm glad that's a thing that exists.
Have you seen The Magnificent Seven?
No. Why?
Chris Pratt's in it. What's that sexy guy from? He takes his clothes off in that one movie. Channing Tatum is in it, I think. There's some other people in it.
It's the guy from The Walking Dead in it. Glenn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Glenn, the Asian guy.
Yeah.
Is he?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Avenger 1340, $5 reduce. Is this list just trolling dumb conservative tropes? The criticisms are some bush league argument. No, this is real. The remake of a western about 7 vigilante gunfighters out to save a peaceful Mexican farming village from marauders, itself an adaptation of the Japanese cinematic classic Seven Samurai, suits the left agenda as capitalists are the villains. Okay, so it's people trying to come in and take Mexican land by force and violence for capitalism. Gain. Yeah, I mean, it's anti-capitalist in that the bad guys are capitalists,
yeah,
but so are the good guys. Like, the good guys, many of them are like, are we gonna make money? It's a bad movie.
Sure.
A lot of them die, though. If you want to see Chris Pratt die, there's a movie for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Matrix trilogy. This should be a good one. I assume they're...
Okay.
They're gonna
before
bring
I
up...
even look at it, they're transgender.
Yeah. This is before they were out,
This is way before they were out. Like, years.
For those of you who haven't kept up on Wachowski sister news, that might be news to you.
I thought it was
Wachowski, whatever it is.
I don't know.
They used to be known as the Wachowski or Wachowski brothers directors. Now they are the Wachowski sisters because they both came out as transgender women. So, yeah. A hacker discovers his world is a replica of the world as it was before a cataclysmic future event in which intelligent machines took over humanity, so he joins the resistance to end the machines' reign. Despite the salvation narrative, the whole trilogy glorifies anarchism and nihilism, even including a brief nod to Jean Baudelaire's on nihilism. Hinting several times towards a pro-communist, anti-American, anti-Christian view.
What?
Yeah.
By the way, they pick up a religion.
Yeah. The second film's architect scenes try to give a devastating critique/twist to salvation myths, with the architect as a malevolent allegorical substitute for the Christian God. In the same scene, a panel of screens implicitly compares George W. Bush to Hitler during a discussion of evil in the world.
Okay.
Don't invade other people's countries, then.
It was, what, 2003 when the last two movies came out? They came out the same year, like a month apart, I think. Yeah. 2003 is not a great time to be George W. Bush. I'm going to toss it out there. Mission accomplished? Nope. So, you know.
Yeah.
Orotasan. Hello, y'all. Jake, would you debate Armored Skeptic? On what and yes?
Let's see, going a little forward. The first film's throwaway dialogue between the main villain, Agent Smith, and the treasonous freedom fighter, Cypher, is a shallow attempt at insulting Ronald Reagan because Smith implies that Cypher will become the next Ronald Reagan should he succeed in battling his allies to the agents.
He doesn't say the next Ronald Reagan?
I don't remember that.
I don't think they make reference to any real-life person, because the idea here is that it's so far in the future that it's the 90s or early 2000s.
But it's not.
But it's not. It kind of just stays in stasis while people cycle through it.
Yeah.
Like, even like, what city are they in The Matrix?
It's just the city.
It's the city.
In the first movie, they imply that there are other places because some of the documents that they show are in other languages and stuff, but the later movies imply, like, no, it's just one big city and no one really thinks about it.
Well, they have other languages for, like, verisimilitude, but like...
That was in the documents that, like, Agent Smith showed to Neo, though, when he arrested him. So.
Right, and he thinks he's an international hacker.
Oh, I guess.
But is he? Because I don't think they have nations.
I don't know.
It's like one big city, and then there's like a little green area around it, and it's
many interesting things the Matrix sequels could have gone into that they didn't.
We just watched all 3 Matrix movies recently, and they're not great. But there's so many like little tidbits. You're like, man, the Wachowskis were so close to something really perfect. Maisra Erwin with $10 reduce. You should invite Vice Rhino to do a chick track for someday. I follow him on Twitter. Eventually, things will occur.
Milk is the next one.
Milk? Is it because he's gay?
Which is on the real-life story of Harvey Milk.
Midnight in Paris? Ethan Hawke, I think? Am I crazy?
No, that's Owen Wilson.
Oh, I don't know this one then. Yep, Milk. Sean Penn portrays openly homosexual politician Harvey Milk in this biography. That's it. Just because he's gay.
And they even say, like, in his biography, this is a real thing that happened, but it's liberal because the real-life gay politician existed.
He was liberal.
Sure, but just portraying reality as it is not liberal. It's just like, hey, here's the thing that happened. This guy was liberal.
It's like saying 12 Years a Slave is liberal propaganda because they're anti-slavery. It's
right.
It's liberal. It's more liberal than having slaves, that's for sure. Gib Milkies. Joey Jojo, you disgust me.
Night of the Living Dead?
What is this one? Smell of Fear. Oh.
Naked Gun 2.5.
Oh, I see. Night of the Living Dead. I'd say, okay, Night of the Living Dead, probably liberal.
For the time, it certainly is.
But I don't think it's garbage.
It cast, the protagonist was black, and I think the ending is pretty clearly like a, hey, don't be a racist asshole message, but anyway.
They shoot the black guy at the end, guys.
This independent, spoilers for a movie that's been out for 60-something years. This independent horror abomination, wow.
Abomination? One of the greatest horror films of all time?
Yeah, invented the modern concept of the zombie. Independent horror abomination by George A. Romero vilifies nuclear energy as nuclear fallout from an exploding space probe in Earth's atmosphere is said to be the cause of recently deceased becoming animated.
Okay, period.
Yeah.
That's not anti-nuclear energy at all, is it?
No.
What did the space probe send energy back home? No, it fell and there was radiation.
In addition, it negatively portrays police officers as racist. They do shoot the black guy.
They shoot the black guy!
Because he's black. A group of officers kills Ben, the African-American protagonist, when they mistake him for one of the dead, which Romero intentionally chose to have happen, to accuse the police of being behind racial lynchings. Had 2 sequels, Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. That's not even actually true. It also had some other sequels that he did, like Land of the Dead, which we're not going to talk about, because they are bad.
Yeah, they're not all great.
Poor Dennis Hopper.
Poor Dennis Hopper. Poor us. Dark Paladin with $10 dues. I didn't know this was a thing, but thanks to you, I got a place to read when I want to have hours of laugh. Hours of laugh. Just hours, but one laugh. One continuous one. Sure. Thanks for finding this. You got it, bud. There's 2 Joey Jojos in chat.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Is that like a... Because of that fucking anime?
I don't, because JoJo's...
is Joey Jojo a thing?
I don't know. Return of the Living Dead's the next one I have.
Okay. Not Nixon?
I haven't seen Nixon, another Oliver Stone movie.
It's a historically inaccurate biography of Nixon, directed by liberal filmmaker Oliver Stone. Okay.
Guys, this is the thing I don't get with conservatives. You know you'd get more respect if, like you said, like, yeah, Nixon's a bad guy. Like Anthony Weiner, for instance.
Just throw your guys under the bus.
You don't see me being like, Anthony Weiner, I gotta defend him. No, fucking don't be sending your dick to minors, you fucking asshole. Like...
Yeah, it's really easy.
What you do is you have a moral standard that you keep, and then when someone passes it, you say, I do not support this person.
Yep.
It's pretty simple. That would require having a moral standard, though, which I don't tend to see a lot of conservatives have. So.
Okja, which was on Netflix.
Yeah.
The environmentalist propaganda. Capitalists are bad, blah, blah, blah. You get it. Jaguar $2. Keep up the good work, guys. Love your work. I love your work. Jaguar On Deadly Ground, don't know. Pan's Labyrinth. You haven't seen Pan's Labyrinth?
Nope.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, you should really watch. That's like a Hugo movie.
I like the first 2 Hellboy movies, and I really like Shape of Water.
If you like the second Hellboy movie, you'll like Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, I know. Visually, it looks stunning. I am such a piece of shit, though.
It's so good.
You know why I'm a piece of shit?
Because
I have a hard time sitting through subtitles.
Why?
I just do. It's a focus thing.
It's really good, though. You should watch it.
I know. I need to. I need to make time.
It's just great. Conkles to the max, $5. Hey Hootie and less than Jake. Wow. If whoever makes Hot Pockets approached you to make a branded flavor, what would it be? Mac and cheese.
I want to say something else, but the minute you said that, I knew it was true deep in my soul.
Yeah.
If I had to pick something else, though, I would do Oh God, what's a hot pocket that doesn't exist that
I would do beef Wellington.
I would do Thanksgiving, and it would
They've done that. It's bad.
Oh shit!
No, it's really bad.
Aw.
Oh, that almost made me throw up.
Aw.
Oh.
I was gonna say like some turkey, some mashed potatoes, some gravy,
cranberries.
Oh, I don't want cranberry.
And green beans, and yeah, no, it's not good. I do like the cranberries, but Pan's Labyrinth. Aside from it,
you can read on here if it's easier.
Sure, I guess. Pan's Labyrinth, aside from promoting paganism and the occult... Okay. It also demonized Francisco Franco's Spain and promoted the Spanish Republicans from the Spanish Civil War due to it being made by Marxist director Guillermo del Toro. They were they were like the Nazis. They were bad. They were killing people. Innocent. Anyway, it doesn't promote... Because you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay.
But promoting paganism... It promotes paganism. Okay. If this promotes paganism, Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe is going to church.
Okay.
Like that's the discrepancy we're looking at here.
Sure.
It is allegorical. Let's just say that. Joe Elson with $1. Thank you very much. The Post. I feel like I saw The Post. The Post. Was Jeremy Renner in The Post? No. I feel like I just saw this on Netflix.
Are you thinking of the other one that's about... Oh, what's the word I'm thinking of? What? It's the oh, God. Are you thinking about the movie that's the investigative report about the Catholic Church sex scandal?
No, that one is Unspeakable.
Okay.
Joe Elson with $1. That one's pretty good. It has Liv Schreiber and Batman. The
Christian Bale?
real Batman.
Kevin Conroy?
Michael
Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Spotlight.
I could only think Michael McKean for some reason. Yeah, Spotlight.
All right, Return of the Living Dead's my next one.
I have that one. Redacted. Reds. Return of the Living Dead's mine. Yeah.
Okay. In another standalone sequel to Night of the Living Dead. No. Return of the Living Dead is not a sequel to Night of the Living Dead. Whoever wrote this article, you fucking idiot. Let me school your ass.
All right.
Hugo time. Okay.
Oh God.
Okay. George Romero and another individual whose name I am forgetting at this moment worked together to make Night of the Living Dead.
Sure.
Now, when the time came for the sequel, the reason that it was of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and not Dawn of the Living Dead was because there was a rights dispute. So Romero continued to make his movies that were much better movies, mostly.
Of the Dead.
Of the Dead. And then this other guy got the rights to Of the Living Dead. So any movie that's like Return of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead 2, that's that guy. He didn't actually make Return of the Living Dead. He just, like, sold the rights and the name rights, I believe.
Yeah.
And even in, like, Return of the Living Dead, they talk about the movie Night of the Living Dead. So whoever wrote this didn't even watch the fucking movie.
They talk about the movie?
Yeah, they're like, have you seen the movie Night of the Living Dead?
Oh, wow.
You have to shoot them in the head. So this guy, it doesn't even sound like you watched the goddamn movie.
Let's see. Matt Smenos with $2. Pump up the volume?
Okay.
I can. Do you really? I disagree. It seems like I'll turn up just a little bit, but there you go. That's what you get. Because any further than that, and I'm gonna peek a little bit.
This says their description says the military is supposedly responsible for the release of a toxin that turns people into zombies. Again, no, that's not what. God, watch the movies you're writing about before you talk about them, maybe. What happens is there is a chemical compound that the military developed in the 60s or something that gets put in this basement at this morgue or something, and it's found by just regular citizens who fuck up and start bringing stuff to life. That's the premise of the movie. The military is also shown to be inconsistent as they fix by nuking the city of zombies. An anti-Reagan statement, some may say. The left feared that Reagan would create nuclear holocaust, which is present in the film. Not an unreasonable assertion to have during the Cold War, I don't think, especially with someone like Reagan at the helm. But whatever. The This person, I don't even think watched Return of the Living Dead. I think they looked up the Wikipedia summary and like, what sounds liberal? So.
Just a Dude, $5. The U.S. Army partnered with Independence Day to make Army recruitment ads. That seems to be something the right would have loved. Same with Captain Marvel did Air Force stuff.
A lot of movies will do that. The military, if you...
Did Captain America? Or did they were and then they pulled out, right?
The military and Marvel didn't have a good relationship for a while because of... They were going to originally have input on Avengers, but then the scene happened where... the military tries to nuke New York. Basically, the military will provide you with, like, locations and stuff where you can film, like, jets and stuff, props. But in return...
if you suckle their teats a little bit.
You have to basically be an advertising arm for the military and be like, look how badass killing brown people is.
Well,
it's not that.
In the Avengers' defense, they're blue.
Yeah. Short Circuit's my next one.
Do you think Thanos' anus is blue? Since ours are like a deeper...
We'll find out in 2 weeks.
Okay, well, I'm pretty excited about that. Shoot 'em Up. You've not seen Shoot 'em Up?
No.
Oh, I'm interested in why Shoot 'em Up is here. Shoot 'em Up is Clive Owen, I believe? And why can't I think of his name? He's an angry little... Why can I... Okay, he was in that movie with Frankie Muniz. What's it, Frankie?
Liar, Liar?
No, but it,
Liar,
Big
Liar's
Liar,
also on
Big
this.
Liar or something like that, or Big...
Big Fat Liar.
Big Fat Liar.
That's what it is.
The bad guy.
Paul Giamatti.
He gets turned blue.
That actually, Big Fat Liar is on the list of best conservative movies. I'm not fucking kidding. I read it earlier.
Well, Paul Giamatti. Thank you, Justin Lance, for the 99 cents. Paul Giamatti is a bad guy in Shoot 'em Up, I believe. Anyway, it's a super over the top, pretty fun.
Yeah.
Think like. It's as close as we got into John Wick before John Wick came out,
yeah, sure.
and John Wick's way better.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's very violent. It was pretty fun. What's it say about that? Matt Smenos, thanks for the buck.
It says, an anti-Second Amendment film, the so-called hero is a nihilist, and the villains are trying to defend gun rights and the Second Amendment. I haven't seen the movie.
He kills people with guns the whole movie. It's been a while. It came out in 2007. I saw it in probably 2008. It's been a while. Oh. So I don't really remember it, but man. Short Circuit? You've not seen Short Circuit?
I have seen Short Circuit. That was the next one I was going
to
do. It says PG. Should be PG-13.
Wow.
That's not up to you, Conservapedia.
Wow, okay.
Also, it's Short fucking Circuit. I don't think Steve Guttenberg's been in a movie that deserved... No, he's in the Police Academy movies. Never mind.
Airplane? Was he in Airplane?
No.
Oh.
On top of just being a blatant E.T. ripoff...
No.
There isn't a little boy. Instead, it's a woman that wants to fuck the robot, which is very different. Unless Elliot wanted to fuck E.T., I don't know. There wasn't dialogue.
He was blooming into adolescence, so maybe. You never know. At that point,
he put him in like the lady outfit. You never know. Anyway, Short Circuit.
What do you think? E.T. had a cloaca or whatever?
Probably.
Okay, so there was something for waist to stick it in.
I always assumed his glowy finger was his genitalia.
You never know.
And touching Elliot was very inappropriate.
Didn't he also touch...
There are pictures with E.T. and Michael Jackson together. I just want to point that out.
Didn't he touch Drew Barrymore?
I don't know.
She was doing coke during that movie. She was like 5 years old.
I think she was like 14 when the coke started.
I'm pretty sure she said... Maybe I could be fucking wrong about this.
Have you watched her Netflix show? The Santa Clarita
I watched
Diet?
the first like 5 episodes and I thought it was really funny.
It's really, I really like the husband in that. I forget what it, Timothy Oliphant?
It's Timothy Oliphant, who looks exactly like that other guy.
Yeah.
There was a thread recently, white people that look like white people.
Yeah.
And it was pretty great. Which was funny because the first picture was, this is slightly unrelated, it was Jessica Chastain and Bryce Dallas Howard next to each other, and I still can't tell the difference. Mm-hmm. I watched Jurassic World 2 last night.
Oh, I'm sorry. I still haven't seen it.
I fell asleep.
I refuse. I refuse.
It's so bad. I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
I had to leave. I had to get the fuck out of there.
Star Trek Into Darkness.
Well, you're not gonna go with Sicko, which is the only one they're probably right about.
Well, that's because it's just, of course, they don't like Michael Moore.
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily like Michael Moore.
Nah, but he is. That movie is The Siege.
I haven't seen it.
Star Trek Into Darkness. Okay, Matt Smenis with $5. You don't deserve these dollars, but I need to educate you. Pump Up the Volume is a liberal as hell movie.
I haven't seen it.
It was the joke, I think, about us pumping up the volume.
Got it. Star Trek Into Darkness, aside from it being a blatant ripoff of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan in terms of plotline, I'd argue it's a little closer to Space Seed than Wrath of Khan.
Space Seed?
The Space Seed is the episode in which Khan is introduced in the original series, and that's why it's the Wrath of Khan, because they met him in the show, and then they came back.
Sure.
Star Trek Into Darkness is a little bit of an amalgam of Space Seed, and the climax is very obviously aping from...
I don't even remember the end of Into Darkness.
It basically, they do the glass thing from Star Trek 2 again, but it's
That's
reversed,
right.
And then there's a big... Into Darkness is not a good Star Trek movie.
Oh, that was the one with Cumberbatch. I remember having a little bit of fun with it, but it's
fine as long as I consider now that we have Star Trek on TV that I enjoy, I don't mind it as much. I just consider the Kelvinverse, which is what that universe is called, its own thing. It's just the action movie
it always
Star Trek.
was.
Yeah.
So that's good.
You still don't watch Discovery. It's alright. I like
CBS.
it. Yeah, I know.
I need I don't want. I'm gonna have HBO until Game of Thrones is off, and then I'll keep it for a little bit and see if they put anything else out.
I'd at least probably recommend getting CBS All Access for like a week, binging it, maybe watch The Twilight Zone, and yeah.
Might as well keep it for a month though.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, what's the next one? They Live. I understand why They Live is a pretty anti-capitalist movie, for sure.
They Live. That's one where he puts the sunglasses on, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's another good John
That's
Carpenter
Rowdy
movie.
Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
It is pretty anti-capitalist. I'll give him that one.
Of course it is.
I'll give him that one.
I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
Yeah, but it's not a bad one. It's funny.
No, it's great. I love
It's a
that
dark
movie.
comedy. Jake Bolt with $10. Take my hamburger coins. Do you make your money with hamburgers?
I
Are you a Mick slave? I'm unsubscribing. Okay, Matt. I'm sorry. That's because we didn't get his joke.
Tomorrowland is my next one. Did you see Tomorrowland?
The Thomas Crown. I did not see Tomorrowland.
Yeah, don't.
This is the one you did a whole rant video on Unpop.
Yeah.
Where George Clooney's there.
Yeah.
Is it real lefty?
I don't know. Only in the sense that it's like,
Why isn't Fern Gully on here?
Maybe they don't remember Fern Gully.
Oh. Weird.
But Tomorrowland, basically the most liberal thing about it is just like the future can be bright and good. Just work. It's not. I would argue it's not liberal. It's like, it's very. How do I put this? It's very modernism, much like Disney's Tomorrowland, the park. It's very based in like 1960s idealism about the future and how. And a lot of that is seated in capitalism and like Walt Disney and the,
Yeah. Pump Up the Volume is a movie with Christian Slater.
No. Tomorrowland. Don't let the fact that the film has had basis on the theme park proposed by Walt Disney fool you. The film was anti-capitalist and pro-liberal progressive values. Wow, the movie with the word tomorrow in it is progressive? How fucking shocking. It pushes the exact opposite messages that Disney himself wanted to impart. Bill Whittle, when reviewing the film, even mentioned that had he still been alive and seen the film, Disney would most likely have torn up his proposal for Disneyland and proceeded to drink himself to death in despair of what the film claimed his idea was. That's absurd. I mean, for one thing, Walt Disney, you don't have to like Walt Disney as an individual. You don't even have to like Walt Disney as a corporation, because it's a fucking company. I don't understand why this is something that needs to be put on a pedestal that you need to, like, be precious with. Chill out.
Paul with $2. Hugo, take a shot. What?
No.
We're doing a drinking game?
No, thank you.
I don't understand. V for Vendetta is my next one.
Okay, sure. Blatantly glorifies anarchism, socialism, communism, and homosexuality. I haven't seen V for Vendetta.
What?
No.
Okay, again, another really good comic book movie.
Here's the thing. It came out in 2005, and I've tried to watch it on Netflix a couple times.
It's really good.
But every time I've watched it, it's like, this feels so 2005. Like, I feel like I'm sitting in
Well,
my
it's
room.
style. It's so keep in mind it's like 300 stylized.
I guess it just feels like I'm sitting in my room on a Saturday afternoon watching FX, and that's just what happened to come on. Does that make sense? It's like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It's one of those movies that's like,
I suppose, but
it's okay, but like, yeah,
it's not League for No, you should watch it. Hugo Weaving is really good. W. Have you seen W? That's available on Netflix right now. Josh Brolin plays George W. Bush.
Okay.
It's a dark comedy from the point of view of George W. Bush about his life, and it's not charitable. Very funny. White House Down. I don't know why that's liberal.
Mox? I haven't seen White House Down. So
White House Down is like really fucking. I don't know. I feel like it's like a. Let me see that. I just want to read it. I feel like it's a right-wing circle jerk. Mocks conservatives with a liberal plot twist that makes the Tea Party out to be terrorists. This movie was made by uber-liberals to counter great conservative film Olympus Has Fallen, which depicts North Korean terrorists as the bad guys. Oh, White House Down. Okay.
We're confusing the two movies that came out with the almost exact same premise at the same time.
Olympus Has Fallen. So yeah. White House Down was a joke. Was a comedy movie.
No, it wasn't.
White House Down wasn't a comedy movie?
No, White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen came out right around the same time, and they had the exact same premise.
I thought White House Down was the one with Jamie Foxx and...
It wasn't a comedy, though.
What? Again, the sexy guy, Channing Tatum. Were they
one of them was that was in one of them. I'm not sure which one.
No,
but they were two action movies.
Olympus Has Fallen is 300 guy, Gerard Butler.
Okay.
And not the other two.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure White House Down was a comedy. Am I crazy?
No, you're crazy. They were both action.
You see it?
No, but I know about it because it's it's similar to Bug's Life and Ants, where like they're movies with very similar premises that came out around the same time because a studio got wind of another studio doing a thing. They're like, that's a good idea. Let's do that too. So it was just a case of like weird studio bullshit.
King Glasstooth with $4.99. Surprise, Lost in Translation is on the list for being pro-Japanese. This person obviously longed for the good old days of World War II. Probably. Leaf Song Magbag with $2. Fern Gully is there. It's in a different section.
Yeah, we're in live action. There's an animated section entirely on its own.
Oh, is that underneath?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That was all politically liberal live action films. Now we're on to socially liberal live action films.
Channing Tatum is not sexy. Hey, don't you talk ill of Channing, okay? Z? I don't know what Z is.
American Pie is my next one.
American Pie is liberal bullshit? I think it's just bullshit.
The first installment of a long-running film franchise primarily dealing with teenage sex and alcohol relies on jokes about sex and bodily functions, even treating date rape as funny. I haven't watched American Pie in length since I was about 12, so...
American Pie is not good. There are some funny jokes that hold up. I can't think of any, but most of them are fart jokes, dick jokes, sex jokes. Like they're not...
I've seen the sequels, yeah.
See, the funny stuff is kind of like the teenager trying to hit on the mom, and then the concept of telling someone what a MILF is funny. Sure. There's some funny things, but I'd rather watch something like if I gotta watch something, a comedy from that era.
Sure.
Euro Trip is more my speed.
Okay.
Like Matt Damon's the bad guy. That's always fun. Johnny Doesn't Know. Are you familiar with Euro Trip?
I'm aware it exists.
You should watch Euro Trip.
Is that the one with Tom Green, or is that Road Trip?
No, that's Road Trip.
Okay.
Euro Trip is much better, but not great. It's just better. Hey, Hugo and Jake, you're cool dudes. Thanks for reading this. Thank you, Channel X. C-Man937 with $5. Hey, Hugo, you've got to see or read V for Vendetta. I just see it. It's quick.
I'll watch it at some point.
You should it's a good movie. Again, Hugo Weaving is really good in that movie.
Yeah.
And it's got a good arc. It's not a movie like I think they sold it as like watch this action movie. Yeah. It's not an action movie. There's some low action and like he throws knives, but they do that thing where they move the camera over and the guy already had the knife in his chest.
Yeah.
And like it's not an action movie. It has like 2 action scenes that are worth a shit. Animal House, meh. Atomic Blonde, I did not see. Did you see Atomic Blonde?
Avatar.
Okay, Fern Gully. Let's talk about Avatar.
Yeah,
I didn't like Avatar.
I mean, I'm not gonna be some hipster person who's
Do you like Avatar?
I don't like it as
I don't hate it.
It's not like it's a technical film. It's a film you watch for its technical aspects.
I saw it in theaters.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I think anyone who probably didn't see Avatar in theaters in 3D when it was first out probably doesn't understand what the fuck the deal is with Avatar, but that was right around the time that, like, our theater was switching to all digital projectors, and I think it was similar for a lot of other people. So we were getting a lot clearer picture than we had in the past.
Yeah, it was just right on the cusp of that, like, really HD experience.
Yeah, the 3D was excellent. I mean, the whole movie was based around, like, this 3D technology, so it's the best 3D I've ever seen to this day, and it's almost a decade later, still haven't seen it even come close. I mean, and the effects still hold up. I still think, like, the Na'vi homeworld, whatever it's called, still looks good. It's not a good movie plot-wise or character-wise, really. It's pretty derivative, but, like, it's a visually pretty stunning movie.
More like chatting, Tatum, am I right? Yes, you are. Fuck yeah, you're right. Avatar is very boring. They tried to make a whole world about it. He's going to make another movie coming soon, I guess.
He's making, like, 3 sequels all
I know,
once.
but why did he wait so long? I don't know, but...
It's James Cameron. You know what? I know better than to doubt James Cameron's ability to make money on a film.
He's going to produce a new Terminator movie in canon that's a sequel with number 2, so we'll see what happens.
I don't care.
That's my last James Cameron shot, for the record. That's the last one. That's the one I'm like, okay, you have a chance. Win me back, James. In between adventures.
Bad Santa.
I think he has the record. Does he still have the record for deepest dive ever in human history?
I don't know.
They took it to as far down in the Marianas Trench as they could go without dying. And maybe a probe got further. I don't know. Yeah, he was in there though. He does that kind of shit.
I did watch the movie or whatever when they did that. Nothing scares me more than the idea of being in this, like, pressurized capsule. That due to the pressure of water around me, at any second if something went wrong, it would just crumple into a tiny ball.
What's worse? What's worse? The deepest part of the ocean or the deepest part of space? In a similar sized vessel. It could be a submarine or it could be a little capsule.
I mean, what's the situation? Am I
just being there?
Being there underwater scarier.
Like, and you can't see. I think probably underwater, because you can't even see stars in the distance, is probably worse. Yeah. Where all you can see is, like, the light just fade.
Sure.
So maybe that's worse for me.
I don't know. Either way, you're pretty fucked.
But you're on a planet, whereas in space, you're not.
Basically, if you're as deep as, like, the Mariana Trench, you might as well be on a different planet as far as your survivorship is concerned.
I suppose. Anyway, Bad Santa. Have you seen Bad Santa?
Yeah, I've seen both of them.
You've seen both Bad Santas?
Yeah.
Are they liberal? Because he's a conservative in the movies, and he's got to change his ways, I guess?
Well, here's what it has to say. Lots of coarse language, sexual escapades, drunkenness, and also the main plot involves a con man posing as a mall Santa so he and his dwarf accomplice can rob the mall's safe. It was bad enough that critics panned Disney for allowing the trashing of a cultural icon like Santa, as well as even then Disney CEO Michael Eisner to be disgusted with the resulting film, acting as one of the main reasons for Miramax being cut loose from Disney alongside Kill Bill. Bad Santa is a funny comedy, I guess, for the time. Calling it, like, the first trashing of Santa Claus as a cultural icon is completely false.
Also,
Silent Night, Deadly Night had, like, 5 sequels by the time this had come out.
Well, also the idea, like,
Santa's Sleigh had come out.
He's a bad Santa. It's called Bad Santa. He's not a good version of... Like, the title says it's not good. Yeah. Someone gave us $2. Leaf Song Magbag. Please, I beg you, read the whole Avatar entry. Did you not read the whole thing?
The whole Avatar thing? No.
I guess finish it. To make...
Avatar. Where was that? Where did I stop? To make matters worse, the protagonist forms a rather creepy romance with the native princess, who is another species, perhaps a symbol for bestiality. The overall plotline hints at endorsing environmental terrorism, which Cameron indicated that he himself supported. Yeah, many of these randomly will say that liberals promote bestiality. I don't know why. There's a whole article on Conservapedia all about bestiality. They're really interested in fucking animals.
Show of hands. Who wants to fuck a goat? Not many? Okay.
Being John Malkovich for obvious reasons. That has like transgender and homosexual themes. Like that's
we
the
can't
movie.
have that. We can't have that.
It literally just says this What?
Vulgar humor.
Okay, listen to what this says. Being John Malkovich, this biopic.
What?
Again, they didn't even watch the goddamn movie.
Do they think people can crawl into John Malkovich's like pilot seat brain?
Being John Malkovich is not a biopic.
No,
he's in it
what?
and he plays himself, but it's a magical realism movie.
Is it himself?
Charlie Kaufman wrote it. What? It's not
himself.
You know what I mean.
Charlie Kaufman.
He did Synecdoche, New York, and adaptation with Nicolas Cage and some other stuff. The Big Lebowski.
Is Conservapedia real? Yeah.
Yeah. The Big Lebowski glorifies drug use, laziness, and nihilism.
Yeah, dude.
Literally, in the movie, the antagonists are nihilists. You know how I know this? Because they talk about it in the film. And literally, John Goodman's character is talking about, I don't even remember, but they say something along the lines of, at least it's an ethos, man, you know?
John Goodman is a hyper-conservative in that movie, too.
What? The bad guys are the
fuck up, Donnie! Billy Elliot? There you go.
Biodome.
What?
The Pauly Shore.
Because
Stephen
of the environmentalist theme?
Yeah.
But they fuck it up. That's funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Birdcage, well, that's just gay.
Yep.
They're mad about the gay.
Boogie Nights, a young man's journey through the pornography industry in the 70s
Blue
and 80s.
is the warmest color. Lesbians.
It says Boogie Nights glorifies the exploitation of women, but no, Boogie Nights is not that at all.
Boogie Nights is about, like, it's kind of a rough go of it, right?
It talks about how terrible it is, and then it talks about, like, the ability of these people to kind of form a pseudo-family, even though they all, like, came from really shitty circumstances and kind of went down really bad
You really
roads
like
together.
Boogie Nights.
I think it's Boogie Nights. It's one of my favorite movies.
Pretty good.
I love Paul Thomas Anderson. I think he's fucking great.
Yeah.
The misreading of the movie is odd to me. Boyhood. Have you seen Boyhood?
I have not.
Okay, I haven't either.
Boys Don't Cry. You seen that one?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Hilary Swank. They're calling it the homosexual. Okay. Oh, okay. No, it glorifies the choice of a young girl to embrace homosexual and transgender life choices dishonestly. Dishonesty in premarital relations. Furthermore, it caricatures and exaggerates natural reactions to her perversion, all of it promoting the homosexual agenda.
The homosexual agenda.
You should watch Boys Don't Cry. It's like an all-timer.
Sure.
Hilary Swank plays a transgender man.
Yeah.
That I don't even know. Does her character in that use the word transgender? I don't think so. I think they
came out in 8 or no? When did it come out?
1999. I think they more go with she's gay, but I don't know.
It was 1999.
I can't remember.
So.
Right, I know. I can't remember. I haven't seen the movie in a while. But anyway, it's got a lot of really good actors in it, and it's just fantastic. It's like a how do I describe it? And have you seen 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri?
Oh yeah, that's really good.
It's got a similar tone at first.
Yeah.
Where like it's just like kind of dark and sad, and then it like has some moments. Hilary Swank does a really good job. This is where like when they talk about Hilary Swank is like an amazing actress. This is what they talk about.
Sure.
Is this role? It's a really good movie. Everyone should watch Boys Don't Cry.
Breakfast Club.
What
masquerades as a drama comparing the similar personalities of 5 seemingly very different teenagers in school detention really promotes the use of drugs, smoking, and extramarital sex. Although it does contain the conservative quote, "You ought to spend a little more time trying to make something of yourself, and a little less time trying to impress people," it is said by the main villain of the movie, the high school principal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay to not like The Breakfast Club, but, like, teenagers fuck each other and smoke pot. That's just a thing that happens.
Yeah.
John Hughes was aware.
Boys Don't Cry is hard to watch.
Sure.
Breakfast Club. Okay, but can we talk about the fingerless gloves? Why?
It was the 80s.
Why?
You gotta.
Why?
So you can do this at the end of the movie and freeze frame. Don't you
What's the redhead's name?
forget about me. Molly Ringwald?
Molly Ringwald. Smash or pass?
Oh, yeah. Molly Ringwald today or Molly Ringwald
85.
Oh, yeah.
Smash.
Molly Ringwald is a beautiful, beautiful woman.
Is she beautiful still?
I don't know about still, but she was in the 80s.
Because I feel like she had like this like boop going on, but maybe that was just because her fame, like she didn't do things.
I don't know.
Did she quit to like be a mom or something? Does anyone know Molly Ringwald's story?
She quit and then she moved to France and had a family. Brokeback Mountain, and then and then she was she came back to acting later. Brokeback Mountain.
Smash it. By the way, have you seen Brokeback Mountain?
Oh yeah.
Oh, what a good fucking movie.
Okay.
This is like I'm not one. Romance movies to me are often dishonest and schlocky and boring.
Sure.
This is not only is it like is it like actual representation of like gay people.
The reason I think most romance films generally feel contrived is because films need a conflict, and most romances in real life, well, there is conflict between individuals. It's not this big.
It's like a buildup of small life things, yeah.
But with the main characters being gay in a time when that is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form as far as society.
It's really good.
It creates a realistic.
But that said, I've seen other movies where it's a same-sex romance and it's not done as well. Brokeback Mountain is done so well.
Sure.
And the end of that movie, you've had time. Spoilers. When Heath Ledger smells the fucking shirt.
Yeah.
Ah, come on. It'll make the darkest hearts feel.
Anyway, this is what it says about.
Also Anne Hathaway titty. How can they even say it's bad?
Here's what it says.
Anne Hathaway's Disney titties, because it was 2005. Those were Disney teats. Don't like it.
The article says, this nauseating romance.
Heath really gives it to him.
Proves that liberals will shoehorn the homosexual agenda in.
Shoehorn? It's a movie about that! It's the shoe, not the horn!
They'll shoehorn the homosexual agenda into anything. Even westerns.
It's not a western!
It's not. They're wearing cowboy hats. It must be a western.
What the fuck? They haven't seen this.
They are literal cowboys in the sense that they are...
They're cattle
cattle ranchers. But, like, not in a, I'm riding into town in the Old West. It takes place in, like, the 70s?
80s, Montana?
Yeah.
It might go from late 70s to 90s. It's about I want to say like a 15-year span. But, they're in Montana, I think. And they work a shift, and they swap out, and then they have to meet up every once in a while, because the way it works is basically there's this valley near this mountain, and the cows, I think it's cows, they graze there or whatever, and then you have to bring them back, and you just have to make sure you're watching, so you take 12-hour shifts basically, and then they have to meet up and swap out, and the other one goes out, and so they end up finding, like, they bond over some shit, and they argue a little bit, and then they fuck.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like this long-term romance. They both have wives and shit, beards, and both wives kind of know, and it's like a really hard thing, and they get really excited to meet each other at certain times. They go fishing, and like it's really, really good. They're trying to sneak time, and they don't get a lot of time in the movie together.
Yeah.
And kind of the whole point of the movie is they have to hide. It's not a Western. There's no gun shooting.
No. It was also an early example of production companies dictating film distribution services of what they should distribute to the local level, often against the distributor's own decisions. Let's see, what's next?
But I'm a cheerleader.
The Cat in the Hat, 2003.
Not Caligula?
No.
Okay. The 2003 Cat in the Hat, played by Austin Powers.
This bastardization of an instantly recognizable children's classic, filled with adult humor and pandered to focus groups, is the reason why Dr. Seuss's Widow has banned any live-action adaptations of Seuss's work.
Okay.
It won a one-time Golden Raspberry Award, or Razzie, for Worst Excuse for Actual Movie, and was nominated for 8 other Razzies. So
I feel like I didn't hate this movie. Is it bad?
It's a bad Cat in the Hat movie. It's just a bizarre, like...
Yeah, it's just like a fever dream of, like, constant... scenes,
if
right?
Almost you look at it as like the movie's existence itself is a joke. It's kind of hilarious. Baz Luhrmann, I think, who was normally a production designer, that was his first and only directorial debut. I don't know.
I feel like Mike Myers was actually funny in it. Like, I'll murder you and make it look like a bloody accident to children.
Yeah.
I thought was funny,
yeah.
But maybe, like, it's 2003... 2003 that came out?
Yep.
Holy shit, I'm old.
Did you notice all their criticism was just, it's a bad movie?
Bad. Yeah, it has nothing to do with being liberal. Alright. That's on us. That's fine. Cosm Didact. Hi, Jake. Hi. Hugo's here too, but whatever.
Clerks. Filled with constant vulgar profanity. Previously rated NC-17 before being appealed for an R rating. I assume
Not Chappie?
I haven't seen Cheape.
You haven't seen Chappie?
No, I know it's got those fucking...
With Yolandi Visser? Fatty Boom Boom?
I knew you were gonna bring it up. No.
They have the, it's got pretty good robot, like, the animation's pretty good. It's pretty bad. It's not a great movie. Let's see.
The Danish Girl, 2015. That was Eddie Redmayne. He was playing the first transgender woman to undergo
you can't show
sex
that.
change.
Well, you can't show that. Are you? Yeah. Eddie Redmayne, known alpha male, right?
Here's what it says. One of the definitive pro-homosexual gender confusion propaganda films. By the way,
homosexual.
They don't talk about in Conservapedia. They don't talk about being transgender or having gender dysphoria. They talk about having gender confusion, as to try and steer the conversation in such a way that it implies that transgender people are not valid. Eddie Redmayne portrays Einar Wagner, a landscape artist who stands in for a female model who was a no-show for a planned painting made by Wagner's wife, Gerda. Egnar, who has undergone gender confusion for years, snaps as a result of the modeling session where he stands in as female and he begins claiming to be a woman, calling himself Lily Elby, which nearly leads him to being committed to an asylum. Einar later undergoes surgical mutilation to accommodate his delusion, but he dies of infection due to the mutilation. Again, calling gender affirmation surgery, or whatever you want to call it, calling it mutilation, really fucked up. Literally siding with the people who wanted to put the protagonist in a mental asylum. Good job, Conservapedia.
Dallas Buyers Club is right above that. You've seen that, haven't you?
Nope.
Why? You have all these movies and you don't watch anything. Yep. Dallas Buyers Club. Go watch it. Really great.
I tend to be around 5 years behind on stuff like this usually.
Well, it came out in 2013. What's your next excuse?
I don't have one now.
So, Matthew McConaughey gets the AIDS from all his straight sex.
I believe...
Literally, it's all straight sex.
Okay. I believe in the real story he was bisexual, which they took out of the movie.
He may... Well, I mean, if they took it out of the movie, it was just to...
Sure.
To highlight Jared Leto's character a little more. Because Jared Leto's character is a trans woman in the community that also has AIDS. Jared Leto does a very good job in this movie, and in no way did I go, Jared Leto, stop it. Which is very
the most
rare.
Shocking.
I know, no, it's really good. Ben Affleck's ex-wife is in it, Elektra. She's pretty good. And no, it's a really good movie about this really conservative, homophobic guy, like being forced into that community and then becoming a strong advocate for it. Basically, the movie is it's really hard to get AIDS medication during the AIDS crisis.
Yeah.
And the FDA, I believe, is like putting a kibosh on like every single
AZT
one of the, like stuff. AZT specifically. Yeah. And so he goes to Mexico, starts smuggling them, and then starts selling them. He doesn't sell them the drugs. He sells memberships and then gives them drugs as a loophole. And It's very, very good, and it's up there, like, it is liberal, but only in that, like, people should have medication when they're sick. It's up there with like a Milk,
Sure.
as far as tone. Very good. And Matthew McConaughey, this is kind of when he got his wings and started doing real movies.
Yeah.
So good for him. He does a really good job. He lost so much fucking weight in that
I've
movie.
seen pictures.
It's very similar to Christian Bale's transformation in The Machinist.
Yeah.
It's like super drastic.
The Day After Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow, was that the Jake Gyllenhaal?
No, that was the one. Was Jake Gyllenhaal?
Well,
in
Jake
that?
Gyllenhaal weathered The Day After Tomorrow.
I don't remember
Is
who was
it-
in it, but it's the disaster movie where like
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal's in
okay.
it. There's ice tornadoes.
Okay. That's on here because climate change.
You want to know why that is a significant movie?
Why?
That is the second and final film I saw in theaters with my father.
Well,
You know what the first one was? Space Jam.
that makes sense.
I didn't make that up, but it was. The rest of the family went to Space Jam now.
Yeah.
This was the only time we ever went to a movie with each other. I had a terrible time!
District 9. Alien invaders are shown sympathetically, but the military corporations and humans are not. Here's what I don't get about the people on Conservapedia who are making this list. It seems to me that in their head, instead of seeing like, hey, when this person is discriminatory in this movie,
Yeah.
it's bad. Their actions are bad. It's like they don't see like the action being condemned. They think that the individual is being condemned, like, as a whole.
Independently from the action.
Yeah, like, I don't understand what their thought is. It's like they put so much stock in these ideas of certain things, like the military, my country. Like, they can't look at individual things that comprise that thing and recognize problems within it.
I don't know. That's very strange to me. Dazed and Confused is right above that. I assume it means because of drugs and shit. Drug abuse, yeah, they smoke the weed. Django Unchained. It's liberal because there's slavery and lots of swears.
Nope, gratuitous violence and use of the N-word, which is shocking because I hear that's one of the president's favorite words.
Is it real? Wait.
No, I'm just...
Oh, okay.
He definitely is...
I was like, do we have reports of him actually saying that constantly? That's
No,
amazing.
not constantly.
Is being anti-slavery inherently liberal?
I don't know. I'd like to think it's just not being a huge fucking monster piece of shit.
I feel like I want to give the right enough benefit of the doubt to think they wouldn't enslave people, but I feel like if we just let them do their thing, they would end up enslaving people.
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
No.
Chat, tell me I'm crazy with super chats. Don't Breathe? I don't know that.
I've seen it.
Doom! The one with The Rock?
Yeah.
What's that say?
Based on the video game that influenced the Columbine High School...
I'm sorry, no!
No.
No.
The military characters, except one, are corrupt. Fans of the games criticized it for not including much monster-themed action.
I don't know what was in it.
I haven't seen it.
Oh. Drag Me to Hell, did you see that?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It's an alright horror movie. Despite being made by a known Republican, Sam Raimi... Oh, is Sam Raimi a Republican? I didn't know that. The film's premise dealt with a woman being condemned simply for doing what her job required her to do at the bank, with Raimi also implicitly stating that the gypsy who cursed her had sympathetic reasons for cursing the main protagonist, despite the fact that she herself had explicitly forsaked paying mortgage 3 times. In addition, the means to counteract the Lamia, the creature responsible for sending people to hell when cursed, were more explicitly pagan than Christian.
A Lamia is a D&D baddie.
Yeah. Drag Me to Hell is an alright horror flick. I've heard it's like an allegory for anorexia or bulimia, and I could see that, certainly. It's alright. It's a Sam Raimi movie.
Elysium with Matt Damon. Not a lot of Matt Damon on here. Have you not seen that?
No.
Oh boy. So Elysium is like, there's Elysium and we live on Earth. And they're like, well...
Class.
Well, we want to get there.
Class
and so
struggle.
they do that. And so, yeah, it's against big business and illegal immigration.
Oh, no, it's against big business and supports illegal immigration, according to...
Oh, well, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four.
The 2005 version.
Oh, the 15.
Oh, sorry, the 2015 version.
So
Fan Fort Stick.
Hold on. I saw that. Pro science.
Based very loosely on the comics of the same name and derived from the source of material's humor, the film portrays the military in a negative manner. Here they only want to use superpowered teens as weapons. Using teens as weapons does seem like to be the main thing the military likes to do, in fairness. On top of that, they also changed the race of the Human Torch for political correctness / cultural Marxist reasons.
Fucking
We can't have a black Human Torch! The man who lights himself ablaze and flies through the air is fine, but him being a black man...
Well...
No, sir! I will not be brought out of my superhero film with that irregularity.
The black man must stay low to the ground, where he can be seen.
Who the fuck cares?
And monitored.
The film was also infamous for its controversial behind-the-scenes history. The studio executives mandated reshoots. Again, like, this is supposed to be about why the movie's liberal, not about why you don't like the movie.
I know, right?
It's fine to say you don't like Fantastic Four from 2015.
Yeah.
It's weird to claim it's some sort of liberal propaganda.
You know what, though? I thought when they went with the horror aspect of Fantastic Four... with like the mutations and stuff, and it went dark. I thought those scenes were pretty good.
Sure.
Fast Food Nation.
I haven't seen it.
It's anti-fast food.
Sure.
So I guess that's anti-American. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Film glorifies drug use.
Yep.
Premarital sex and abortion. It also one of Sean Penn's early film roles, and he would go on to star in more liberal propaganda films. Okay. I don't feel like Fast Times at Ridgemont High is liberal propaganda as much as it is the most rewound tape in a lot of people's collections when they were in puberty. You know what scene I'm talking about? Remember?
Isn't that they peek into the showers?
There's like a very famous... No, you're thinking of Porky's. There's a famous scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High where one of the main character ladies... walks out of the pool and, like, takes her top off. It was just one of the most famous, like, topless 80s movie scenes of all time.
Titties!
Yeah.
The Forest, don't commit suicide in Japan, or you're going on the list.
Freddy Got Fingered.
Freddy Got Fingered?
That's on the list.
Is it because John Green really likes sausage?
Sausages!
That's the only thing I remember. Daddy, would you like some sausages? That's the only thing I remember of that whole...
X-Ray Cat.
Hold on. Is Freddy Got Fingered or Road Trip the one where he wears the deer carcass?
That's Freddy Got Fingered.
Okay. John Green, good job twice.
It seems you have a little baby inside your body. Why am I excited to talk about Freddy Got Fingered?
Because it's absurd and
dumb.
it's just real stupid.
Anyway, contains a lot of crude humor and revolting, gross-out sexual humor, including a scene where the main character actually makes a horse and then... literally, it just says censored. He makes a horse come in the movie.
Oh, he does. He jacks her.
Yeah.
He jacks him off.
He also jacks off an elephant later in the movie.
That's fine.
Uses shock tactics in much the same way that Family Guy does. Won 5 Razzie Awards, including Worst Picture, and 4 awards: Worst Actor,
terrible.
Worst Director, Worst Screenplay.
Yep.
Yeah, I get
No,
it.
it earned all of that.
First star and director, Canadian comedian Tom Green.
Furry Vengeance?
That's a Brendan Fraser film.
I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
It's just environmental. The Ghostbusters remake.
Here we go.
God! It had women! Okay, it was bad independent of the vagina-wielding ladies in charge.
Yeah, that was more directorial and in the writing.
Yeah.
But this says this staunchly feminist remake of the conservative horror comedy classic. That's actually one thing I wouldn't disagree with. The original Ghostbusters is very
horror comedy. Yeah.
It's very pro private industry. The bad guy's an EPA guy.
The bad guys are the government.
Yeah, it's the EPA. Replaces all
not just him, the mayor's a bad guy too.
Yeah. Replaces all the original male heroes with women who appear to have only vaguely different personalities.
I will agree with that. Except for, what's-her-face's character, who I liked. The quirky one. I actually thought she did a good
Kate
job.
McKinnon?
I thought she did a good job when the director didn't say, "Be quirky!" I thought her character was pretty good.
Sure. Every male character is either unintelligent or mean-spirited. Racism and sexual innuendos are present as well. Also, the remake also replaces the EPA with Homeland Security as the bad guys. Who's like, yeah, Homeland Security, you're fucking great.
Okay, but hear me out. Between EPA and Homeland Security, like, what's the real fundamental difference there? Is he like conservatives are like, yeah, fuck the EPA because they make us spend more money on regulations, and Homeland Security is fine?
Yeah.
Because they kill terrorists? Because they don't. They make us spend a lot more money on regulations and stole our freedom of fucking privacy. But apparently that's fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
1953 Glenn or Glenda, one of Ed Wood's famous films.
Ed Wood? I haven't seen this one.
Have you seen Ed Wood, the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Glenn or Glenda was his film in which it was supposed to be about the first successful sex change operation.
Oh.
But
That's a pretty shitty title then?
Yeah, they lost the rights to the actual person, so he decided, fuck it, I'm gonna make the movie anyway. I'll just make up a fictional... I don't know what they would have called trans people back then. Probably nothing I want to repeat here. But Ed Wood was known for liking to wear women's clothes, so I believe he also starred in that movie. I don't know I don't think he was actually trans or anything. I think he just enjoyed wearing women's clothes.
Is that drag? If you just like it, or is that cross-dressing?
I don't know. Probably just cross-dressing. Because he continued to live as a man his life.
So did drag. Well, the drag is like its own beast. Like you kind
drag
of
is
it's a performance.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. It says because it, yeah, because of the
Godzilla,
transients.
the Matthew Broderick film.
Because it's environmentalist.
Liberal and homosexual director Robert Emmerich.
Roland Emmerich.
Roland?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why is Roland Emmerich's sexuality relevant? It's not
because he likes dick!
It's not like when the movie, it said it's not like it said directed by Roland Emmerich. He loves cock! Like, it doesn't say that. What's the...
Because sometimes the camera shakes due to the butt sex that the conservatives can't not think about.
God damn.
When they think about the gays. Transvestite? Is that... I thought we didn't use that word.
We don't now, but back then they probably do.
Oh. Drag is performance. Cross-dressing. 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 Lesbian! Beta!
Okay. Goodwill Hunting.
Oh, Rocky Horror Picture Show has to be on here.
I'd imagine.
Goodwill Hunting? Okay, I can't really read it.
I have it right
here. It's anti paying for university because he's smart, and men don't have real problems. He cries a lot. What a bitch.
Left-wing actor-writers Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Oh, fuck off. Okay, they're left-wing. Okay.
Created this coming-of-age film that is the main reason why Howard Zinn's anti-American revisionist textbook, A People's History of the United States, became both public knowledge and provided in all universities and high schools across America.
Wait, what? Is that book even in the fucking movie? I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's mentioned in the movie.
Is that the one he's reading?
It's one of the books that's mentioned. They mentioned quite a few books in that movie. Robin Williams talks to him about different things, and he's like, "Oh, did you read that in this? This is whatever."
I could, if there's unedited footage of just Robin Williams and Matt Damon sitting there, ad-libbing stuff like the fart story that was ad-libbed. Can you give me that? I would like that, Hollywood. Do you think they have that sitting around somewhere?
I don't know.
Did you know that? That was all.
Yeah,
that was all off the cuff. Very nice. What's that? What? Gringo. I haven't seen Gringo.
Yeah. Hairspray 2007.
Okay, plays are gay. Don't like gay plays.
Poor morals shown encourages homosexual agenda. Is there a gay person in that movie?
No,
I don't.
Plays are gay.
I'm trying. Is it literally because of that?
Plays are gay.
Bad behavior such as smoking, drinking, cursing, many sexual comments are shown. It portrays conservatives and those with high expectations in a negative viewpoint. The conservatives in the movie are pro-segregation. What? What? High expectations? Expectations of separating blacks from whites? What? Have you seen Hairspray? Or did you Wikipedia it like you did the rest of these movies? Oh my god.
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. They smoke pot and breed ethnic stereotypes.
Yeah.
How is that liberal? Okay.
I Love You, Philip Morris. That's a pretty good...
You haven't seen Horrible Bosses?
I have.
No. But it's liberal propaganda! I haven't seen I Love You, Philip Morris, but they are gay.
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie. It's a true story. A homosexual-themed comedy drama film about a homosexual inmate who escapes to reunite with his lover. True, but there's a lot of other stuff that happens in that movie. And also, like other films on this list, it happened in real life, so...
They're just gay,
It's
right?
just a thing that happened.
Yep.
Showing that gay people exist is not liberal, it is reality. God damn.
Sure?
Yep.
Oh.
Jackass the movie. Essentially a montage of ridiculous stunts and pranks with no coherent story. Why is that liberal? Why is that liberal? What? Who? The editors on this fucking article suck.
Jennifer's Body. What's her face?
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Glorifies feminism and... glorifies feminism and Satanism. And contains a lesbian kiss.
And them making out.
Yeah.
Why did they separate the kiss from making out?
Because kissing and making out are two different things.
Well, I know, but like making out starts at a kiss. It's always got to. Legally Blonde. You know what? I don't like women being smart.
Okay, see, interesting. 2001, Legally Blonde. It starts with a pro-feminist musical. But here's the thing about that. Legally Blonde was not a musical.
Not a musical at all.
It wasn't a musical in 2001. Now they have adapted it into a musical, which makes me think, again, this asshole Googled it and was like, oh, a musical. The movie must be a musical, too. It's not. He didn't even watch the movie. He Googled it and is making shit up. Promotes every aspect of the Valley Girl lifestyle. Smart people, such as those who go to law school, are described as boring, ugly, serious people.
She's a smart girl that goes to law school and excels.
That's like the point of the movie, is that...
She shrugs off her stereotypes.
Like, the entire point is don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
That's the point of... Anyway.
Even though she is a Valley Girl and she has a tiny... She's basically Paris Hilton.
Sure, but, like, she does succeed in law school in that movie.
Yeah.
It also contains hidden, demeaning remarks about dark-haired people, spawned a sequel that, despite the patriotic-sounding title, Red, White, and Blonde, ultimately wasn't much better, which included a homosexual joke involving Elle Woods' pet chihuahua, despite the original film implying that said dog, who was male, was infatuated by the Taco Bell chihuahua mascot, a female. Is he getting hung up on the consistency and the chihuahua's sexuality from the Legally Blonde series?
Sometimes the world gives you lemons, and sometimes you crack that lemon open and inside is a gold bar, and that's what this was. The Lost World Jurassic Park don't have zoos.
The film is pro-environmentalist and features John Hammond, the original head of Jurassic Park, hiring environmentalist hippies. I wouldn't call them hippies. A lot of them are researchers, and Jeff Goldblum is, I think, a mathematician in the books. I could be wrong.
He's a chaostician.
Yeah.
Which I believe has probabilities and
yeah. Environmentalist hippies to sabotage his own company in the name of releasing the dinosaurs back into the wild, within the protagonists being depicted as being in the right despite causing explicit destruction and death via their actions, as well as demonizing the corporation for trying to stop them. Also has an anti-hunting message due to one of the main antagonists explicitly being a hunter. Yeah, they're hunting the dinosaurs. That's the movie. It is to be noted that such a message not only was not present in the book it was adapted from, but if anything, it was the complete antithesis to the anti-cloning message from both the original book by Michael Crichton and the 1993 film that adapted it and The Lost World acted as a sequel to. I feel like calling... I've read Jurassic Park. I haven't read The Lost World. But I have read Jurassic Park. I feel like calling it anti-cloning is reductive at best. Michael Crichton, in a lot of his books, definitely touches on themes that go throughout all of science fiction, and
sure.
that is man meant to meddle, you know?
I feel like it's more about man playing God rather than specifically cloning.
And, like, hubris. It's a story in the same vein as, like, the original Shelley Frankenstein. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if I'd say Frankenstein is explicitly anti-cobbling a body together and bringing it to life, though I don't think it's pro that. It's more a metaphor about, like, hey, think things through.
If
and,
something
like,
dies, like, that's kind of where it's supposed to...
Yeah.
Like, that was the natural order of it, and disrupting the natural order can lead to chaos, which is kind of Ian Malcolm's problem.
Yeah.
And, like, they're literally... Call them what you will. They're dinosaurs. But, I mean, they're to us, they're monsters. It's very Frankensteinian in that case. Yeah, I don't know. I think the original Jurassic Park movie does a really good job of illustrating that. The recent Fallen Kingdom really tries to tell you that's what it's about. But it isn't.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, come on!
Feminist propaganda that endorses and celebrates anarchy. Man.
Wait. Lethal Weapon 3 and 4 are pro Second Amendment, like, or anti-gun? Lethal Weapon?
I haven't seen
3 and 4? What? They shoot people constantly. How is it feminist propaganda?
Because there's a lady.
There's several ladies,
Yeah.
Okay?
It also because in that movie, women don't want to be treated as property to be impregnated.
Oh, I'm sorry.
by
The milk cow ladies seemed really fucking happy to be there.
It also bears some similarities to the John Wayne classic Stagecoach, fourth movie in the Mad Max film series, first made famous by Mel Gibson in the title role between 79 and 85. The feminist propaganda literally just has to be them saying, like, I don't want to be impregnated against my will by a horrible warlord.
That's rape. Maleficent? Have you seen Maleficent?
No.
Oh, okay. They're making a sequel. Midnight of the Garden of Good and Evil. Haven't seen that. Nope. Mulholland Drive. I haven't seen that.
Don't have anything till Pink Flamingos.
Fuck.
Which, you know what, I'll give you that one. Pink Flamingos is a pretty progressive film.
Nymphomaniac. The lady wants to sex. Perks of Being a Wallflower. Have you seen Perks of Being a Wallflower?
No.
Oh, you might actually really like that. It's got, I always forget her name. Hermione. And then Ezra Miller.
Emma Watson.
Yep, Ezra Miller. And then, when you look it up, the sad-looking boy is the main character.
Yeah.
He's been the sad-looking boy in a bunch of stuff. I don't know his name. I don't know that he has a name.
Sure.
I'm gonna assume he does. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna open this because it's getting hot in here.
Here. Oh, yeah. There we go. Open her up.
Is this locked?
I don't know.
Nope.
Well, it's got a bottom there. There you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Get that airflow. You want to move the curtains real quick so we get more air? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
These are really... There we go.
They're really hefty. Got hefty curtains in here. Yeah, rub yourself on the mic. Okay. There you go. You guys like that shit? More where that came from.
All right, Pink Flamingos.
Pink Flamingos? Are we sure we're there, though? Because I see... Perks of Being a Wallflower, Ezra Miller is gay. So that's why they're in it. The People versus Larry Flint. You not seen that?
No.
Woody Harrelson plays the hustler guy whose name I forget.
Larry Flint. It's in the title.
No one... There's no way of knowing. But it's his trial, and then throughout the whole thing, I feel like conservatives would love this movie. There's tons of titties. Just copious titties, and then Woody Harrelson does a really good job of acting all weird and Larry Flinty, because Larry Flint, have you heard him talk since he's been in the wheelchair?
No.
He's like, grody, and it always sounds like he has a loogie, and he does a really good job of it. So that's there. Philadelphia, gay. Pineapple Express, weed. Pink Flamingos, there.
If anyone hasn't seen the John Waters classic Pink Flamingos, the description might be a little odd.
Is Molly Ringwald in this as well?
No.
It's a joke.
Okay. Embraces horrifying people who engage in such acts as incest and bestiality.
Does anyone know do people not know about John Waters?
People know about John
Okay,
Waters.
this is he's a gay shock jock.
He puts... Like, the entire premise of Pink Flamingos, for those of you who don't know, is basically there's this family, the main character mostly, name of Divine, or at least that's the actress'
I should watch Pink Flamingos again, it's been a long time.
She has the title of the most, like, disgusting person in the world, and there's this other family, the antagonists, who are trying to get her title, but they can't quite do it. and they are trying... Oh God, what do? They kidnap women and have the husband, like, rape her so they can get the babies and then sell the babies on the black market, which they then take the money from and distribute drugs to children in the community.
To try to be the most disgusting people. Yeah.
Like the point, like, it's intentionally like, this is the most fucked up shit you can... It's being, like... I don't know how to put it.
It's really on the nose.
Yeah. Anyway, and Divine eats dog shit in that movie, so...
It actually happened, too.
Actual dog shit.
Yeah. How much did that person get paid for that movie? Not enough.
No. Divine was just like a friend of John Waters. They were all friends of his.
Not royalties or anything?
They probably made money at it at some point. Divine's in a lot of his films before she passed away, so... Anyway... embraces horrifying people who engage in such acts as incest and bestiality.
It ends with a scene of...
That is accurate. There's a scene in the movie, both in which a guy gets his dick sucked by his mom, and a scene in which he has sex with a woman with a chicken as a prop. That's the only way I can describe what happens.
I'm really glad we opened my window to talk about pink flamingos.
As well as promoting the homosexual agenda,
yes.
since it stars... this is their words, not mine, transvestite Divine, and shows homosexuals in a positive light. This film has toilet humor, finding it funny when a character, Divine, literally eats poo, and extremely offensive language. One character is even named after a racial slur against white people.
What's the racial slur?
I'm pretty sure his name is Crackers. Something
That's
like
it?
that. Yeah.
Get the fuck over it.
Characters promote anarchy and violence as an everyday thing, a very graphic film even for most liberals, showing close-ups of genitalia unlike any non-porno film. Liberals call it a comedy, but is revoltingly horrid and more like an act of Satan.
No, John, is it a good movie? It's definitely an experience.
See, this is why I when I'm rating a film, this is why...
It's got to sit on itself.
This is why, like... When I'm rating a Marvel movie, it might go up in, like, it might be like an 8 out of 10.
For a
like,
Marvel movie,
right,
like a superhero movie.
But it's always for that film. I rate films not as an absolute scale of every film that I've ever seen.
No,
where it's what was the film attempting to do? How well did it succeed in that attempt? Mm-hmm. I think John Waters succeeded in exactly what he set out to do with Pink Flamingos, and that is to make you go, what the fuck is going on? Why are they doing this?
It's very a Serbian film. It's
just crazy.
Caligula is a really good it's over the top. Rocky Horror Picture Show to a much lesser extent. Lily Loves, $5. You sound like you were in this movie. Pink Flamingos is a documentary about people from Baltimore. They are a truly horrifying city.
Or as Pink Flamingos puts it, Balmore.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, Notre Dame is on fire. We know.
Is it still on fire?
Yeah,
wow.
We know. What are we going to do? Sit here and watch that burn? Nope.
Resident Evil franchise. Feminist film. You notice, it's funny to me that whenever anyone brings up to, like, someone who tends to be conservative, like, hey, there aren't enough women in films, or there aren't enough female protagonists, they'll be like, but Ripley in Aliens, but the main character, Alice, I think, in the Resident Evil series. But then on shit like this, they're like, feminist propaganda. Like, whoa. You can't both use those as an excuse to not put women in films, but then also call those things bad because women are in the films.
Like, I don't think we need to push for anything necessarily, but every time they open their mouth, I think, yeah, let's fucking push it even more. Give me gay black women in every movie until they off themselves from Ambien overdoses and like, I don't know, like they're gonna drink themselves to death. It's just crazy.
Based on the video game franchise of the same name, the worst offender is Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, where the villain is a Christian who releases a deadly virus called the T-Virus, which will destroy...
Is he a Christian?
I haven't seen the Resident Evil movies, I don't know. Which will destroy the human race and have him, Rich, and colleagues rebuild the world in their image, a.k.a. playing God.
Christ.
Yeah.
Galian, the gay alien. Notre Dame went up in fire. Hellfire. Because it's a...
I might have to watch Hunchback tonight.
I won't. Because she's a strong woman. You know what?
The sad thing is, the writer of Hunchback of Notre Dame, you know the reason he wrote that? Like, a huge part of it was he wanted the cathedral to be preserved. It had been falling apart around the time he wrote the book. And he was like, Lindsay Ellis did a really good video on this if you want to check it out. But he was like, these buildings need to be preserved. They're beautiful works of art. They're how people, were communicated to prior to mass literacy.
I tend to agree, yeah.
And because of that, and years later, it was deemed like a national landmark. And
yeah, that's why things like columns. There's a lot of, especially because of the Roman, like the Hellenistic style in that area. That the Roman Empire spread through, and then just the that was all very cool. The tapestries are really dope. Also, that's why you have stained glass with pictures on it and shit. So it's so literally the stained glass came about because people couldn't read, but they could follow along. So that the pastor or priest or whoever was up there would read stories and point to one of the glasses, and you could look at the glass and understand the visual of the story while the person was talking out loud. Very interesting. Very cool stuff.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I didn't see Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
You didn't? Have you not seen all the remake?
Nah.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch that trilogy. It's actually really good.
Not until you watch all these other movies.
Okay, fair enough. It is good, though. You should check it out.
Maybe I've seen the James Franco one. Maybe I've seen the James Franco one.
The second and third ones are way better than the... And I like the James Franco one. The second and third ones are like, oh, this is actually a really good movie.
The last one had Woody Harrelson as the bad guy. Was that actually good?
Yeah, I liked it. It was... I think the second one's the best one, but the third one's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
It's a good self-contained trilogy.
Notre Dame's Gothic... I wasn't mentioning... No, I was just saying, like, Paris in general. France, Italy, all those have really cool histories of trying to use architecture as a way of communication.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Anti-business. The company the main character works for is painted in an extremely negative light. Not necessarily. They're trying to find an anti-dementia drug, so I don't know about that. A lot of environmentalism throughout, including a more anti-human being agenda. Yeah, it's a Planet of the Apes movie. What do you think they're going to do? And the actor who played Caesar, Andy Serkis, as well as director Rupert Wyatt, both compared Caesar positively to the Marxist, agrarian, revolutionary terrorist, and mass murderer, Che Guevara.
Oh, well, okay. Rent, very gay.
Yeah.
Rock of Ages.
Oh, that movie sucked. Based on the highly unoriginal and unimaginative Broadway musical Rock of Ages. I don't know if that's fair. Again, they can't just state what the thing is. They have to have some sort of, like, visceral moral judgment placed upon every single thing. How exhausting must that be?
I don't know. They say, like, oh, liberals, outrage culture. I mean, they literally cannot not outrage. It's crazy. Right. Where the most liberals I know are like us, for the most part, where they're just like, hey, did you hear that shitty thing? Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Like, most of us are just like, yeah. Kind of burn out on the whole being outraged about stuff thing. Do you want to, like, watch Game of Thrones? I don't know.
Promotes homosexuality, prostitution, drug use, drinking, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
you get it.
Yeah. Sex in the City.
The movie.
Ladies are there.
Very disturbing film, much like its TV series counterpart, promoting the use of sex everywhere.
The use of, that you do it together. It's not a thing you do.
The person who wrote this has never felt the inside of a vagoo.
How is Rent liberal? I would say it's not conservative.
Rent's liberal, but Rent also just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Pay your rent, assholes. Seriously, have you, like, actually, you don't like musicals. Rent is literally about a group of, like, artists who are struggling, and their friend, who is in business and owns an apartment building, said, you can stay in this building, for a year or whatever, rent-free. At some point, the friend has to be like, hey, these giant studio apartments you're in, like, Friends-level size of apartments in New York, I need money for them now. Sorry, but, like, I need it. And they're all like, he's the bad guy in the movie, Like, it was nice of him to let you live in this giant rent-free apartment for, like, a year, guys. He's not the bad guy, because you need to get a fucking job. Anyway.
Shakespeare in Love?
I haven't seen it.
That has, Hugh Jackman, I believe. And Meg Ryan?
The Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. Fucking, if you fuck fish people, you're a fucking degenerate. And that's just the fact.
It says...
Monster boys get the wall!
It says, disgusting pro-bestiality and
fuck you. He's a human person. He's just fishy.
He's basically Ape Sapien. Yeah. Disgusting pro-bestiality and feminist movie directed by Marxist film director Guillermo del Toro. Also encourages homosexuality and has hints of promoting illegal immigration. This is a guy who watched The Shape of Water, who missed the entire point, or read the Wikipedia article on the plot summary and got mad about it and wrote this. Probably the latter.
Bestiality. Yeah, go fuck fish, ladies.
Ooh, Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers.
Remember Small Soldiers with Tommy Lee Jones?
It had the guy, Phil Hartman, too.
Yeah.
His wife shot him.
Yep.
Pew, pew.
Or the Small Soldiers did it. No, it was his wife. He's dead. Small Soldiers, 1998. Anti-military, due to the commando elite being depicted in a negative manner.
Anti-sentient toy, maybe.
Yeah. And to a certain extent, Globotech, the ones responsible for the bad events in the film, being stated to a defense contractor. Also anti-capitalist, due to Globotech being the ones responsible for the events of the film, including buying out Heartland Toy Company. No, okay, in the movie...
No. Heartland Toy Company are the good guys, though, and that's capitalism.
The main character's dad owns a local toy shop.
So he's a small business owner.
And Globotech comes in and wants to buy him out. And they're the bad guys for that. It's not anti-capitalism, it's anti-corporatism.
Very different. Anti-monopoly, even, which, of course, monopolies are anti-American.
How do you think these people get the taste of corporate boot off their tongue at the end of the day?
You know, I don't know. Maybe they wash it down with some, like, Johnson & Johnson bleach.
The Social Network.
Small Soldiers, though, is also a little bit... I don't know why they didn't get this, but the I forget the name. The not the soldiery ones, but the more animal ones are allegorical for Native Americans.
Yeah, the Commando Elite versus the
they're like, it starts with a G or something. I don't remember.
The Gorgonites.
There we go. Gorgonites.
And the main like programmer's password to get into the Globotech systems was Gizmo. Because it was directed by, I believe, Joe Dante, the same guy that did Gremlins. So it's a nice little reference.
Pokepartum Depression, neat. $6.66, hail satin, comfiest of all fabrics. I agree. The Social Network, is it anti-capitalist? Narcissism?
Glorifies the gossip website Facebook. I don't like Facebook either, but...
So Facebook is a hive of conservative scum.
I
what?
know. Which feeds narcissism and destroys marriages. If Facebook destroys your marriage, I have bad news for you. Your marriage was shit to begin with. Probably worth disbanding. The film also portrays a drug use and misogyny in a positive light. No, it doesn't. The main character's the bad guy in that movie. Star Trek Beyond, which was the third in the... Abrams Trek trilogy.
Cosm Didact with $5.10. I'm terribly sorry about my exclusion of Hugo earlier, but being a fellow Jake, some warp foolery possessed me to say hi to my kin first. Hi, Hugo.
Hi. Star Trek Beyond. The film has Hikaru...
There's a lady. There's a lady in it.
No.
That's my guess.
The film has Hikaru Sulu as married.
He's gay.
Homosexual with an adopted daughter. They don't actually say adopted daughter. I think in Star Trek's future, 2 men and 2 women can probably have children.
I mean, in our future, and like today, you could probably do that. It's really close. It's getting really close. The Stepford Wives. You can't have feminist propaganda. Okay, come on.
Feminist, yeah. Ends with
God. Hold on. The lady across the street is trying to put her recycling out. And she just big bowl of chilied the office.
Yeah,
like a lot of the plastic.
Calling the Stepford Wives feminist propaganda is funny because literally the movie is just saying like, hey, wouldn't it be awful if men just wanted to use us as sexual release and not value us as human beings? That's the message of that movie.
Well, sounds terrible to me. Talking to women straight out of Compton, blacks.
Glorifies the gangster lifestyle and gangster rap and portrays the police as racist. Oh no, wouldn't want that.
Okay, the police in 1990s Los Angeles racist? Oh, fucking spare me, really.
I didn't realize that, like, Fuck the Police came out in just, like, out of nowhere, and the police relationship with the black community is totally fine even today.
Yeah, Ice-T and Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre were just like, you know what? Fuck police, am I right?
For no reason.
For no reason. Let's do it. No problems.
There's something about Mary.
Superbad?
I haven't seen Superbad.
You haven't seen Superbad? It's like an all-timer comedy.
When I start it, and it starts with all the dick pictures, like it's just like drawings of dicks, I'm like, eh.
That's Jonah Hill's character, right? He really likes drawing dicks.
I know.
Tank Girl. Have you seen? So you've seen Orange is the New Black?
Correct.
Tank Girl is played by the girl that Piper meets on the plane the first time.
The plane.
The airplane when they're being shipped to Chicago or something for her
Bus?
hearing.
She
No,
goes
it's
on
an
a
airplane.
Maybe I haven't seen that season.
Really?
Is it the more recent ones?
What season are you to?
I don't
3?
remember.
Oh.
Like,
when you won't know.
The season ended. I'm on the season. The last season I finished was when it was taken over by a private company.
You should be past that then.
I don't know. Then I haven't watched it a bunch of times. I only watched it through once. So there's something about Mary contains gratuitous sex and jokes about bodily functions.
There's a cummy on her hair at one point.
Yeah.
And she uses it as gel.
Waterworld.
Under the okay. So So here's what happened. Okay, let me tell you a little story. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, right, and I'm like, you know what, Jake? You haven't in a while. Why don't we enjoy some devil's lettuce? Why don't we enjoy some of the marijuana? So I take my little vapey pen out and I puff on it a little bit. I grab myself a beverage, and I sit back and I click Hulu open. And I just look through what's Hulu. Apparently, Hulu got a hold of all Kevin Costner movies, right? So my choices became very slim very quick because I was like, I'm watching Costner. Fuck yeah. Another puff.
Good chance there's a baseball movie on there.
There was a baseball movie. There was Dances with Wolves, which is like 5 hours long.
Sure.
And then there's Waterworld. And let me tell you, I turned on Waterworld. But the best part was, and I'm very high at this point, my TV is a smart TV, as most are now. It's a Sony Bravia, so it's extra smart or something. And I paid enough for it, it better be. And it updated. But what happened was, you know that thing you can turn off to make the frame rates look more movie-like and stuff?
Smooth motion, yeah.
Yeah,
or
so
frame interpolation.
That reset. So I watched that movie very high, not knowing that was going to happen, and I forgot I was watching Waterworld and thought I was watching a documentary for a second. And I remember because it was like documentary almost footage, and I was like, wait, why is Kevin Costner? Oh no, this is Waterworld. This is a terrible movie. And so I thought Waterworld was a documentary for about 5 minutes once.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah. Waterworld's on the list because global warming.
Most TVs that you can buy in the store now are, like if you buy a new TV, they're mostly smart now. It's pretty hard not to find one that connects to the internet.
Wolf of Wall Street blatantly promotes excessive endless drug use portrayed in a positive light. No, again, did you watch the movie? I mean, it shows these excessive hedonistic parties, but it's pretty clear that Jordan Belfast is a bad guy in the movie.
He's a crook.
Yeah.
He rips people off of their hard-earned cash.
Yeah. Claims that illegal drugs such as heroin give people the will to keep working hard and stay focused and positive, as well as... Do they use heroin in that movie?
I'm pretty sure it's coke and Quaaludes, and he smokes something once, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't think they were doing heroin in that movie.
I think it was meth. Didn't he smoke crystal meth?
Maybe. As well as various forms of graphic and illicit sexual activity and voyeurism, both heterosexual and, in one scene, homosexual. And
wait, there's a gay scene in Whirlpool?
Remember, he comes home and his housekeeper is there having, like, a gay sex orgy?
Oh, yeah! Mm-hmm. But there's not, like...
No. Portrays capitalists on Wall Street as greedy, self-absorbed criminals obsessed with sex, drugs, and violence in the form of the protagonist, Jordan Belfort. Again, this is a movie that's happened! It happened! In real life, where you live!
Yeah.
What? This is not a Anyway.
So, wait. Someone said, oh, I thought Waterworks, I assume they mean Waterworld, was a good movie, like Mad Max on the ocean. No. It's a cool concept, but, like the girl has a map, which doesn't make any sense.
Sure.
She has a map to, like, the Himalayas, I assume.
Okay.
Right? You've seen Waterworld, right? It's not Mad Max on the water. It's shitty.
It's trying to be Mad Max on the water.
Mad Max on the water sounds cool. I would watch a Waterworld remake. I think that's a cool concept. It just depends on how you do it. Having Kevin Costner be a fish person, probably not the best way to go about it.
This is a good one. Here's the last one on the live-action list. X-Men trilogy. Unlike the comics they're based on, which were about civil rights, liberals used this movie franchise to further the homosexual agenda.
Oh, God.
Or as we like to call it in 2019, civil rights. Bryan Singer, director of 4 of the films, whom is also a homosexual. Bryan Singer, more importantly than being a homosexual, isn't he, touchy? Wasn't he touchy?
I thought he was touchy. I didn't know he was gay, but yeah, I thought he was touchy.
I thought he was, oh yeah, also cited for sexual assault of a minor. Pedophile. Cool.
It's hebophilia.
And the section... yeah. Likewise, it was noted that Singer, during the filming of the first movie, did not allow for the comics to be on the set, despite the film being based on them. Again, that's not liberal, that's just, like, a weird thing that was going on in the early 2000s when comic movies were embarrassed to be about comics. Yeah, you get it. And then William Stryker, bad. It's bad that they're portraying the military as bad.
But he's bad.
Yeah.
People in the military can be bad.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's 2 hours.
Yeah.
I think that's probably good. Next time I think we'll do this again.
We have...
Next time we'll do animated films.
Yeah, we have animated, documentaries, anti-religious
films. No. We do not have animated then documentaries.
We have...
No, we have... Hold on, I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them. Chat, look at this. We don't have animated. Once we get to the bottom of this, you'll see. We have schlockumentaries. Schlockumentaries.
So, not only do we have those to go through... there's also a section on debatable whether liberal, and I'm sure we'll look at that and discuss why.
Debatable whether liberal.
And then there are also 2 other lists. The first being worst liberal TV shows, which is its own thing, and greatest conservative movies. So the flip side of what we've been looking at here.
Yeah. So maybe this will be like a 3 or 4 part stream, trilogy or quadrilogy. Could be fun. So we'll stick around for let's say 5 minutes. We'll go 8:15 Eastern. So if you have super chat questions or anything, I feel like there's so many more liberal movies they could have pointed out. And maybe we haven't gotten to them yet. No, we're past the live action, right?
We're done with live action.
Black Panther?
No, believe it or not, you know what list that's on? Great conservative movies.
Oh, fuck you.
Black Panther is on their list of
Moonlight.
Great conservative movies. I don't know.
12 Years a Slave. Maybe it's because they're not bad liberal movies. Maybe it's because they're good ones. I don't know. Also, Paul Joseph Watson openly retweeting conspiracy theorists on the Notre Dame fire already, who are dog-whistling Muslim terrorism.
Of course.
So, I mean, if it is, okay. But, don't speculate that.
I'm pretty sure there was work going on in
there was work. This
tower.
Literally the report is, it was an accident. Whatever. Don't be Paul Joseph Watson. Don't like those people. I don't know why that has to be a thing.
Yeah.
Leaf Song Mag Bag, $2. Sadly, they have no anime section. You know what?
That's under the animated stuff.
Sarah watched a good anime. It was a little over the top for me. Anime's rough for me. Do you watch anime at all?
Not usually. No. I watched Sailor Moon and stuff when I was younger, but
it's all schlocky. It's pretty hard. But Violet Evergarden on Netflix is actually pretty okay. It's a little ham-fisted at times, but I could actually sit through it, and the animation is really good.
Yeah.
And for me to sit through it probably means if you even like anime at all, it's probably really good for an anime.
Yeah.
Like, so I strongly suggest that to those that have not. Also, you should check out Charisma Saves if you haven't already. If you want long-form content, you got it. It's that good shit. Oh, by the way, did you see my Symbiote Warlock class, the homebrew? I made a thing.
Yep.
Went bestseller.
Oh wow, really?
It's a copper level bestseller, which is their lowest tier, but it's a bestseller in that. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about that. Sarah says she cried when she watched that. Yeah, it was pretty sad. It's a good one though. Like I think Jake needs to watch some hentai. Destiny was on stream the other day talking about hentai selection.
Why?
Because he watches hentai. I don't know.
I mean, fine.
Yeah,
But, like,
I was actually like, oh wow, you're like just
talking about
just
it.
very open about how you like hentai. That's kind of brave, and I respect it.
Sure, whatever.
I'm not a fan.
I don't care. People can be turned on whatever they're turned on.
See, I think
by.
the problem is it's so fucking. Well, first of all, it's animated, and that doesn't do it for me. But it's very rapey. I'm not very comfortable with that.
A little.
A little.
The tentacle stuff.
It often is like, oh no, I don't want it.
Your window's open, please.
I don't want it. The tentacles are too loud.
Stop.
They're too loud.
Oh god.
Between two lights, $5. Looks like we gotta bombard these people to create an anime section. Well, the animated section is next.
Yeah.
So I imagine there will be anime, but like, are they gonna be like, Gundam wasn't as liberal as I'd like it to be? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Dragon Ball Z.
I also feel like animes tend to be a little more convoluted, so it's harder to get a Wikipedia summary.
Also, Japanese people are racist as fuck.
Yeah.
And very conservative. Kala, $1.99. We need a list of the best conservative hentais. Does he watch it for the plot? I don't know. But he did go through and say like, these are my favorite animators.
Yeah.
Apparently there's
yeah, I do.
hentai that's like it's like static and it moves the camera around to make it look like it's animated.
This is interesting. Someone brought this up, and this is true. Tentacles came from Japan, not allowing penises to penetrate in pornography without blurring it out. So yeah, that's why.
How close to pee-pee can you make a tentacle look before it has to be?
That's a good question.
Like,
I don't know.
where's the line?
Whoever's job it is to figure that out.
Can I put a bulb on the end of a tentacle? Like a little knob?
Yes, but you can't put like
a hole?
But you can't
Can't have a meatus?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright. Tentacles Too Loud is my favorite hentai.
Conservatives think Indiana Jones was a bad guy. On one of the lists, they list Crystal Skull. It must be on the best conservative movies list or something. Or maybe it's under debatable. But they call Indiana Jones conservative, which I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Oh boy.
That dude saw literal magic, so I don't know about that.
That's good. Oh.
He also had like a little Asian friend. So I don't think he's racist. He was pretty progressive for the time period he's in, I think.
Hentai reaction stream? Maybe if we were to be banned. Can you live stream on Pornhub?
I don't think so. I don't know.
They probably have, they have cam girl things, don't they?
I've literally never posted anything to Pornhub.
Me
so
either. I don't know. I'm wondering. Pornhub's got to have They've got to. Someone tell me. Jacob Dunkel, $2. Now I now want Jake to produce a hentai. Why? But I don't want to. Why? My hentai would not satisfy you. Any plans on doing other systems of roleplay? Well, sometimes I'm the maid, and sometimes Hugo is a butler. Can you do the entry on Paul? I don't know what movie Paul is.
It was Simon Pegg and his friend from It was a comedy where they're friends with an alien. I can look it up
It wasn't a cornetto, though. It was...
No, it was separate. I'll look at it right now. Hold on. Paul. A, B, C, D, E.
Okay, we'll do Paul and then it's over!
Okay, sounds good.
It's over! Hugo and Jake the movie? I'd watch that. What would we do? It'd have to be very fictionalized. We don't have a lot of adventures.
It would have to be Wayne's World, the movie-esque, in that it maybe starts out with us on stream and then it cuts to us off stream and we get into some sort of adventure off screen that's unrelated to the show but also is related to what we do and who we are. Wayne's World is how you always go with that sort of thing.
Okay.
Or Wayne's World 2 if you want a music festival.
No. You don't like music.
Where the fuck is Paul? I go.
Hugo Sana and Jake Chan. Don't tell us how we should feel about your hentai. Okay. Alright. They might mean Paul Joseph Watson? Maybe.
I know Paul was on here because I saw it earlier, so it might be on one of the other lists. I don't know. I can't find it.
I meant on unpopular culture. I know what you meant, odd one. Yeah, other systems for roleplay? No.
Yeah.
5th edition. It's just easy. It's malleable. It's fun. Everybody knows it. There's no reason. I'm not lacking for something I don't have, right?
Yeah.
So why change it, right? I don't know what could it possibly not have?
I'm sure we'll check out 6th edition when it comes out, but...
Well, yeah, but I don't know if it's like that. I don't know if they have any plans for that right now. They're making so much money on 5th.
I know, but eventually I'm sure they will.
I would assume so. Twinkie Boy with $2. Granny porn is the best. Hey, I'm very happy for you. Anyway, Paul has to be on the list, I guess. Is it because it was illegal immigration?
I don't remember that movie very well.
I didn't watch it.
I saw it once.
Simon Pegg is good, though. Anyway.
Yeah.
You guys have a wonderful night. Later this week, we'll be doing a Bible study, and I think Jordan Peterson.
Okay, sounds good.
Other than that, on Unpop, we have Charisma Saves that everyone's been talking about in chat. And I do a stream, twitch.tv/actualjake. So if you like this politics-esque stuff, that's what I do over there. It's a little bit different setup, but yeah. Also, there's corn. We have corn, and you guys get nifty gifties. Is there anything else?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
D&D Beyond is 6th edition. Well, that doesn't really make sense since it's not a new system, but whatever. Okay. I love you all deeply. Who do we love most?
I don't know.
Fight for our affection.